It is fall, y'all, and we're at the halfway point of the season. And what a matchup we have for you tonight. We have gone south and east quite a distance for the showdown tonight between Logan and Chillicothe. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Honda's Thursday Night Lights, as presented by Columbus State Community College. I'm Randy Reinhardt, alongside the football professor Jeff Logan. Logan, covering Logan. It was meant to be.
Yeah, maybe so. They didn't name the school after me, but I can tell you these are two programs that sorely need to get a W. Brand new head coaches, and they're trying to validate this culture that they're trying to bring. And Randy, with all the hard work, they really need to get a W.
Let's take a look at the two teams. First of all, Logan, the Chieftains 0-4, coached by the one and only Mike Eddy, who makes the sojourn up from Parkersburg South to take this job. He's got a lot of talent on this team, and he's got one guy that will probably never leave the field. His name is Caden McCarty.
Yeah, Caden McCarty is a difference maker for this football team. They've got two of their losses this year were 3 points and 7 points, and Caden McCarty is the kind of kid that can make plays in a game that can be a winning formula.
And they lost to Sheridan last week 14-7. On the other side, it is Chillicothe, the Cavaliers 1-3, coached by Doug Pryor, a Westerville North grad that we covered 20 years ago. He's got plenty of talent too, and he likes defense. So we'll focus tonight on an inside linebacker. His name is Cade Williams.
Yeah, Cade Williams, really the heart of this defense. It may be a little undersized, but he has an incredible motor. I talked to Coach Pryor before the game. He believes this kid can make an impact on the outcome of the game.
They lost to Centennial last week, but last year in this contest, Logan lost to Chillicothe 7-6 in overtime. Will we have overtime again? We'll find out together. What a night for high school football. It is Logan. It is Chillicothe. It is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, and it's coming up next right here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Chillicothe High School on homecoming night. A great crowd on both sides here, and it's time to meet the third member of our broadcast team. We head to the sidelines for Mike Todd.
Well, Randy, the Cavaliers just ran through a big banner that the students painted. It said Thursday Neon Lights, and the Cavaliers are looking to shine tonight at this beautiful facility. This is gorgeous. I can't believe we haven't been down here before. They've really rolled out the red carpet for us, and I'm excited for this game to get started.
Well, Mike, Jeff thought the game was in Logan tonight. That was one of the big problems, just getting him here and getting him to acquiesce to that as well, too. Mike Eddy, the head coach on the far side, leading the squad from Logan. And, Jeff, some close games for the squad. You mentioned the open 3-point loss, a 7-point loss. A couple of games, too, they actually led and were tied at halftime. So they're looking for that elixir to play 4 quarters. On the other side, Doug Pryor's done a great job. Co-offensive coordinator at Heath. They got a win in week number 2 of the campaign, getting by Mifflin 27-14. They did that on the ground, so you would think, looking at some of these numbers, we could see a steady dose of running the football from both sides tonight.
Yeah, I think that's what you would expect, Randy, and neither one of these teams are built for getting behind. And as you mentioned a year ago, overtime game, it was a final score of 7-6, and you know, I don't know that we'll see that kind of a low-scoring game tonight, but these are two ball control football teams that really would prefer to keep it on the ground and not throw it.
Time now to check out our Honda keys to the game. And first of all, for the squad from Logan, their key, McCarty needs to be hardy. We talked about the fact that he was going to be on offense as a running back, defense as well, too, and kicking. So they expect a big game out of him. A piercing D as well, too. That would refer to not only their defense, but Henry Pierce, who's been a force at defensive end, the 6'1", 180-pound junior. A couple of keys to the game for them. Then for Chillicothe, Ground Chucky. Running back to watch for them tonight is Chucky Thomas, 5'10", 200, and a sophomore. He's over 300 yards on the ground. They'll need a healthy dose of him in this contest tonight. And then Cade in the shade. We talked about him because Cade will be a star, but another guy to watch for is Patrick Rourke on their defense. And Jeff, this is a guy that's been all Ohio in the past, 5'9", 240 pounds, a senior, 40 tackles already this year, 3 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks for the 3-year starter.
Yeah, we'll try and highlight that one and keep a good eye on number 53 on defense for Chillicothe.
It is time now for the Dr. Pepper kickoff. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Again, Logan won the toss and will receive on your right. So time for the honors for Jacob Coughlin, a soccer kid that they get on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. They changed soccer this week just to accommodate him, make sure he had plenty of practice team with the football team. And he likes history. Doing a good job as a kicker, too. 5 of 5 on extra points. He's made a field goal as well, too. It is week number 5 of the high school football season. We've sojourned about an hour and 10 minutes for this contest because we expand our reach each and every year with Thursday Night Lights. We're honored to get the invitation to come on down and feature the Chieftains and also the Cavaliers, and a non-league contest between these two Division II rivals underway on the CW Columbus. And the return going to start from around the 11-yard line for the Chieftains, right up the gut, up to the 30, and they'll get the ball up to the 37-yard line. So a nice return on the play for Logan by Johnny McClellan. It'll be 1st and 10 Chieftains from there. No time ticked off the clock, which probably needs to be corrected. Still reads 12 minutes. And the stats on Braden Spitar, the 5'10", 180-pound senior. You can see what he's done so far in the campaign. Also, he's carried it 83 times on the campaign. A long run of 26 yards, good for 233 yards. Apparently, we're not going to fix the clock.
An untimed return.
I'm guessing that took probably about 10 seconds. So they could be keeping time on the field. 1st and 10 now from the 37-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground, take it around the left side, and get a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play.
Well, clearly a clock problem, Randy, as it's not playing at all. So I'm sure the officials have noticed it here, and they're going to take over the clock on the field, I would imagine.
Caden McCarty on the carry, picks up a couple on the play. There's the offense, and watch for Garrett Meese, too. This is guys that have 14 catches for 148 yards, even though they love to run the football more than they love to pass it. We'll see what happens with that young man. And Colton Ruff is a fullback that is basically a blocking back. Johnny McClellan, you saw on that kickoff return. They're trying to figure out what's going on with the clock right now. So still reads 12 minutes. Guys up front, some decent size. Logan Vincent goes 265. Sam Kaiser 220. Carson Miller 240. Trevor Wyckoff is 285. And Keaton Arledge, the right tackle, goes 295. So those are your starters in offense for Braden Spitar and company. There's the signal caller for the Chieftains.
Hey, look at his numbers on the year so far, Randy. 28 of 47, completing 60% of his passes, yet only 1 touchdown against 4 interceptions.
And a young man is probably, Jeff, according to his head coach, and you look at him, built more like a fullback, so maybe he doesn't look like the prototypical passer, but a guy that can run and throw the ball. Great with the RPOs and the reads and the handoffs. Threw it better last week as they were getting some help on offense. Against Tays Valley, he carried it 26 times for 104 yards, and against Sheridan, 23 carries for 84 yards. I can do this all night, by the way, if I have to, if it comes down to it. Ian Frazier is his backup. He's seen some time at quarterback as well, too. So we have the ball set to go, and we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the clock. Both teams are heading to the sideline now as they've gone to a different clock look, Jeff, on the screen, but still it's set at 12 minutes and has not evaporated at all. We mentioned Logan coming in with that mark of 0-4 in the season, but, you know, tough loss to Tri-Valley, 35-7. But Tays Valley, they lost 10-7, but led 7-3 at half against Jackson, who's 4-0. It was tied at 7 at the half, and they lost 28-7 in that one. Against Sheridan, they turned it over 4 times, actually led 7-0 at the half, but lost that game by a count of 14-7. For Chillicothe, they are 1-3, loss in week number 1 to Tays Valley, 14-0. Beat Mifflin as they rushed for over 200 yards, 27-14. Lost to Watkins, 26-14. And then Centennial made some big plays late in that contest and blew open that game. And the Stars got the victory, 48-15. And the clock is running right now. They're going to set it down to the accurate time. While they do that, Friday night before the 11 o'clock news, join host Jay Richardson for AEP Ohio First Scores on Fox 28. Get the scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Central Ohio every Friday at 10:45 p.m. on Fox 28. 17 seconds have been taken off the clock, 11:43, and now they signal to start the clock, but it hasn't. And it still hasn't. And now it has. And Logan will do this a lot. They'll peer to the sidelines, Jeff, to get some information from their head coach. And many times they will not huddle as well, too. Strength to the bottom of the formation, although they offset that now with the H-back in motion and Ruff. And keep it on the ground, get it across the 40. And sandwich it up to around the 44-yard line is once again on the carry is Caden McCarty. Defensively, it's that 4-3 under with B.J. Adams as the D coordinator. Good guys up front. We mentioned Rourke to watch for. Also, we talked about Cade Williams, too. Good guys in the secondary, too, with the likes of Cam Smith and Xavier Doss. 3rd down, nearly touching the 45-yard line. They're going to need a couple as we played 1 minute for the first quarter. Spitar pumps left, then takes it right, and does he get to the sticks? It's going to be close. Jeff, was that a designed delayed draw like that?
No, it looked like a mistake in the backfield, Randy, but he did make the best of it. Braden Spatar, the quarterback, trying to figure out, see if he had a nose for the first down. It looked like he was going to get a positive spot. And they are moving the sticks, Randy. So this is an important drive for Logan on the road, starting this game against the Chillicothe Cavaliers to keep this drive alive with a first down on the first series.
They were 31% on conversions coming into this contest. So 1st and 10 after converting that third down from the 48-yard line with just about a minute and a half gone. McCarty to the right side. Nice little sidestep across midfield down to the 44 and maybe the 43. Nice gain about 7 or 8. There's the one thing we heard about Caden McCarty. He won't avoid contact, but he can jump cut and he can turn on a dime, Jeff.
Yeah, nice move in here. You can see from the ground level, watch him plant that foot, get up inside. The outside contain was there. Good job by the defense turning it back inside, but defensively you've got to get some pursuit coming from the other side. And linebacker Max Lee came up and turned the play inside, but didn't have much help.
Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd and 2, just under 10 left to go. One man in motion. And on the keeper for Spatar, tries to follow his blockers and gets down to around the 40-yard line, and the scrum continues. It looked like he was going to be stopped at the 41-yard line. Also looked like he was going to hand it off on the play, but instead kept it, did not hand it off to Poling, and Spatar just kept pushing the pile, pushing the pile. He's got a first down inside the 40. Braden Spatar, a JV quarterback in the past. Guy that likes history, camping, and wakeboarding. 1st and 10 from the 39 now. Again, strength to the bottom of that set. They have 2 sets of signals along the far sidelines, Jeff. Looks like there's one accurate set, and then one is just kind of a dummy set to give the opponent something else to think about. Spatar wants to throw. Quick pop, and passes shy of the mark, incomplete, intended for Garrett Mace.
Yeah, it didn't look like timing was any good on the play at all. They did get the little button hook. They were trying to pop the ball into a soft part of that defense, and quarterback Braden Spatar threw it right in the dirt.
One thing I've noticed too is in recent weeks when you look at their films, he seems to be more effective now when they roll him out a little bit, Jeff. 2nd down and 10. 2 wide either side. It's McCarty time, and he gets down to around the 37-yard line. Gains a couple on the play, and that is it before he's knocked down. Good job by the middle of that defense for the Cavs. Patrick Rourke, who we talked about before, helps to make the hit. Big number 53.
Yeah, watch, he steps right inside. Nobody touches Patrick O'Rourke. He comes right through the B gap there, and the offensive tackle on that side went right behind him. He's got to pick up that block.
Rourke, another guy built low to the ground as Patrick goes 5'9" and 240. Gain of a couple on the play. They need 8 as we approach 8:40 left to go in the first. And a nice gap right up the middle for McCarty. He's got the first down all the way inside the 25-yard line. And that was football 101, Jeff, as they took it right up the gut, and McCarty's got the first down to the 23.
Gives you the impression Chillicothe was thinking they were going to throw the football, Randy, a little bit soft on defense, and they went ahead with the give right up the middle, and good effort by Caden McCarty covering up that football at the tail end, making sure there are no fumbles in this game. There you see both hands on the ball as he goes down, not going to get stripped.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. 8:20 left to go. Again, they go with 1 wide either side, a wing to the top. That each man is in motion now and pulling. And Spatar rolling, dumping underneath. Pass is caught. It's Poling who's got it down to the 20-yard line. Little waggle play, and Trayton finds the gap, and he makes his 2nd catch on the season for the 6', 180-pound sophomore.
Randy, you were talking about getting him outside the pocket. This is an RPO, run-pass option. He got the quarterback out there, and he's coming out of the backfield, being able to find a receiver out there. Good job, and Trayton Poling, good target at 6 feet tall, just a sophomore.
You may know his uncle, Ike Kelly, who played for the Eagles from 66 until 73. Handoff right up the gut, inside the 17 to the 16, maybe down to the 15-yard line. So a nice gain for McCarty and company on that play, and he'll set up a 3rd down and short with 7.5 and ticking here in the first quarter.
Doesn't look like an 0-4 football team to me so far, Randy.
No.
Very impressive start for Mike Eddy and his offensive football team. And you know, one of the things that really helps this team is being able to convert on that last 3rd down and 8, because this team is not built to necessarily be able to convert on those kinds of downs.
Colton Ruff checked in as a late add as a wing to the bottom of the set. Well, I know what Coach Eddy would like as a birthday present. Mike turned 45 yesterday. He'd take a W from TNL. 3rd down. They need 3. McCarty has 2, keeps churning the legs, and he might have the 3 as well, too. Again, you touch on that. You always say, Jeff, you run into contact and keep the legs churning. That's exactly what McCarty did on that play.
Really good job by the offensive line. I want to give credit to Trevor Wyckoff. Watch 65 here. He pancakes the all-stater Patrick Rourke, and that creates the opportunity for a big hole in a 1st and 10 inside the 15.
Wyckoff, a young man that likes math, part of student council, likes movies, drawing, and welding. And so far has manufactured a nice little drive with his teammates. McCarty off the right side into a sea of Cavaliers, and he's brought down there. Hit made on the play by Carter Boltonhouse. And you're going to see a lot of these kind of names. Boltonhouse is just a freshman out there, standing next to Max Lee as a linebacker, who's a freshman. On the other side, you got Williams, though, and Duncan, who are seniors. A mix of youth and experience. Gain of, let's call it just more than 1 on that play. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 from near the 12-yard line. It's nearly halfway through the quarter. Play number 14 of this first drive of the game. Spatar wants to throw. Wanting and doing it are 2 different things. Throws at the last minute, but I think he was out of bounds when he tried to throw the football. I think he stepped out of the sidelines there when he tried to make that errant toss downfield. Take a look.
Again, didn't look very comfortable back here, and again, the protection broke down. See if he got rid of the football before he stepped out of bounds. Randy, they called it incomplete pass.
Yep. So at 3rd down, they lost a half yard on the spot. 3rd down and nearly 10, under 6 left to go in the first quarter. So one thing when you look at these 2 teams, miscues. For Chillicothe, they're -6. For Logan, they played 2 quarters of football. Can they play 4? Spatar has it inside the 10-yard line. Now what do you do on a 4th down play?
Looks like the field goal team coming onto the field.
Well, we'll see if that's Ian Frazier, or they have a kid on loan from the soccer team. And we'll see if they got him or not, or if it's going to be Frazier with the honors. I think it's going to be number 17. Up from soccer practice, this is Zach Chapin, a 6', 160-pound freshman. Welcome to Thursday Night Lights, son. From 26 yards away. Snap, kick, it is up and hits the right upright. Wow. With 5:10 left to go. Here's a kid that was in soccer practice about an hour ago, came up here and just missed it. And now we'll take a break. On the other side, the Cavs get the ball for the first time. It's the Chieftains and the Cavaliers on CW Columbus. Boink. So what a first attempt by Logan as the Chieftains there go 15 plays, Jeff, but come up empty as the field goal attempt hits the right upright.
Yeah, Randy, that's disappointing, obviously, for the team, but it is encouraging that they were able to move the ball on Chillicothe. From a defensive standpoint, Chillicothe coming into the game only giving up 175 yards rushing per game.
Here's your quarterback, Christian Benson, now for the Cavaliers, coming out 6'3", 210, and a senior. Hands it off on the first down play, and not a whole lot there, right at the 21-yard line for Chucky Thomas. He gets to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard, and that's it. 71 carries for Thomas, 313 yards coming into this game. Offensive coordinator is Austin Drewer, a Chile grad. Up front, Logan Snowden, 9 catches for 140 yards. Watch him. Also on the other side, Keon Williams has 4 catches for 39 yards. On the keeper, and then a last-minute toss by Benson, almost crossed the line of scrimmage. Pass ball's incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down now.
Benson probably would have been better served to Randy go ahead on that RPO to go ahead and run it. Here's the starting defense.
As you look at these guys, for head coach Mike Eddy, who runs the defense, guys to watch for includes Henry Pierce up front that we mentioned. Quinn Walsh is coming on too as a middle linebacker. Spatar plays on both sides of the football, as does Mace and McCarty, and Castle in the secondary. A base 4-4 makes that D look more versatile at times when they need to. 3rd down and 9 from the 21 with 4:44 left in quarter number 1. Bluffing blitz. And Benson looking for some help and finds Little and nearly lost the football. He fell down on the football. Did he keep it? I think he maintained possession on the play. as he was going down, lost it. Henry Pierce was wrapping him up, number 80, and you could see the ball just dribble from underneath him, Jeff.
Well, good pressure all the time, and quarterback Christian Benson really never able to get set back in the pocket. And you can see the activity up front, and Henry Pierce, who we've talked about, who's really been everything on defense for him so far this year, able to make the play.
Joe Barnes averaging 35.9 a punt in there as you look at the vital numbers on Henry Pierce so far in the campaign. Again, he has a nose for the football. Easy to say, hard to do, but Henry has done it for a guy that is just a junior who likes math, 4-H, and hunting. Barnes gets it off. Fair catch called for and taken at the 49-yard line. And nicely done on the play by Garrett Mace. We'll take a break. 3:49 left to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless here on the CW Columbus. It is the second possession of this contest now for Logan, and Braden Spatar and company have great field position smack dab at the 50-yard line near hash, where those two are conversing, Spatar and McCarty has been the workhorse early on, has he not, Jeff?
He really has, Randy, and you know, Braden Spatar is the guy that's going to make a lot of those decisions with the read options that he has back there, but Caden McCarty, a good solid back at 6 feet, 170 pounds, just a junior. Throwback.
This time, a little bubble the other way. Nicely done inside the 45, down to the 43-yard line. Catch is made, but there's a flag on the play. Garrett Mace has the catch, and he gets a gain of about 7 on the play, but we'll find out what the flag's about from John Evans down on the field as he confers with his compadres and tells us.
Illegal block in the back. 55, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And it is time now for the Aspen Dental Smile Cam. Aspen Dental has offices in Lancaster, Pickerington, and several other Central Ohio locations. Schedule a new patient appointment at aspendental.com. Aspen Dental, simply easier. So mark it back to the 43-yard line. From the spot of the infraction, it'll be a first down and just about 17. As you mentioned, Jeff, these two teams are not built to handle turnovers and long penalties as well, too. Find out what the Chieftains can do on this first down and 17 play. 4 wide. And Spatar will keep a nice gain off the right side and still going inside the 40. He's got the first down the sidelines and knocked out of bounds. Motion to the left, and Braden takes it the other way and gets a huge gainer for Logan.
Well, great execution, Randy. Watch the misdirection in the backfield. Good ball fake here. Look at everybody going for the ball fake, and that creates the opportunity for Braden Spatar to be able to make a big play after the penalty on first down.
Gain of 18, first and 10 from the 39. Now the Cavs with 3:15 left to go. You always get that sense of urgency when they come up to the line in a hurry, and then they do that little peer to the sidelines and takes that edge away. It's McCarty time, and he's got it, and a nice gain that time by Caden McCarty inside the 35-yard line. You know, maybe not the fastest guy, but we talk about hitting the hole rapidly, and Caden does that very well.
He really does, Randy, and anytime you get holes like this, you got to credit the offensive line. Look at that, another pancake right in the middle, and you can give that one up to the right guard again, Trevor Wyckoff, the big senior at 6'1", 285, having a big night.
Wyckoff, I say why not? Handoff right up again to McCarthy up the gut, and he's got the first down inside the 27, near the 26. It has been all Logan early on offensively, but they cannot close and finish. Let's see if they can on this drive. At the start of the second quarter, our sideline reporter Mike Todd will talk with Teresa Schulteis, the district activities and athletic director for Logan High School. I want to thank her and Mr. Barron from Chillicothe for their great cooperation in making this game a reality. Right to the middle they go again, and nothing fancy that time. Again, the handoff goes to McCarty. He's got it down to the 20-yard line.
And the young football players watching this game tonight, keep an eye on 24, because Caden McCarty is doing a really good job at taking care of the football. Fumbles and interceptions have been a problem for this team, but look here as he controls the goes through the area of where there's going to be the most risk for a fumble, and he's able to come up with it. And on the next play, Randy, we missed the start of it, but we got a first down. Yeah,
McCarty looked inside, but then shook it off and came further to the left, found the gap to the outside, right around the tackle. Nothing there, so he goes to the outside and finds the gap there, gets a good seal-off block, and gets a nice play, and gets the first down right inside the 16-yard line with under 2 left to go in the first.
Logan clearly controlling the line of scrimmage right now, Randy. In a game like this where we've talked about both teams being run-oriented, it's going to come down to who can battle in the trenches.
Does it sound weird to you to say your last name all the time like that? Or are you just
I don't even
digging
think about it. It just rolls because these are the Logan Chieftains.
1st and 10 from the 16. On the ground, they keep it again. And this time, maybe a gain of 1 or 2, but good job by the interior, that Cavs defense, to shut it down.
You know, expect the Cavaliers to bow their neck down here, Randy. This is a team that's got a lot of pride in this defense. And, you know, they're, from a standpoint of giving up points, they're allowing 25 points a game. So people have been able to score on this defense. But in the red zone, they're actually pretty good.
Gain of 1. 2nd and 9 now from the 15-yard line. I tell you what, these coaches have both talked about the fact these first quarters seem to fly. I can see why when you have minimal possessions like this. 1 minute left. And McCarty trying to find a gap. Boy, good job by the Cavs defense that time to stretch it out left to right. He had no place to go and gains maybe a yard or so on the play. Prior to the game, Homeland Credit Union gave out to fans T-shirts as they entered the contest. You know, Homeland Credit Union is a sponsor for both TNL and Chillicothe High School. Homeland is committed to making a difference in the lives of its members every day. Homeland Credit Union has offices in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. Big play here. 3rd down, the ball resting just inside the 13-yard line. 20 seconds left to go. Spatar to keep inside the 15, the 10, the 5. He's got the first down and then some. 1st and goal. Chieftains at around the 3-yard line with 14.8 left to go in the quarter.
You know, Braden Spatar is the 2nd leading rusher on this football team, Randy, carrying it 83 times for 233 yards, but only averaging 2.8 yards per try. Tonight, he is racking it up big time. Good ball fake again in the backfield, and they're going to wind the clock down, and that's going to end the first quarter.
Now the offensive line is staying home. The backfield is left already.
Nobody told him the picnic lunch is moving.
And now Spatar saying, guys, come on. 3, 2, 1. The offensive line just stays there.
They don't have a choice. They put their hand on the ground,
That's
Randy.
Right. They were
if
set.
They come back up, it's going to be an illegal procedure.
It's going to be a false start on the offense, so they had committed to being on the line. A good job by Eddie and company to make sure they stayed home. We are scoreless after the first quarter of week number 5 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. Logan nothing, Chillicothe nothing here on a CW Columbus.
You are watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. Chieftains and the Cavaliers are scoreless as we start the second quarter. Happy to be joined by Teresa Schulteis. She is the Director of Student Activities, as well as the Athletic Director at Logan High School. Teresa, what are some of the things you're excited about for this school year?
Well, this year, we're opening up a brand new Chieftains Center, 86,000 square foot facility. We have online schooling in there, a new cadet corps, all kinds of activities, a 6-lane full-size track, golf simulators. So I'm really excited about getting that open. They started laying the flooring on Wednesday.
Boy, that really sounds exciting, Teresa. And I know that there's a few students that are being honored tonight. What's that all about?
We had a student and a staff member, Emma Myers and Mr. John McLean, Southeast Ohio School Board Southeast Regional student and faculty member of the year. And Logan was hosting the OSBA dinner tonight. So they are about getting an award, and we actually were allowing the choir members who sang at that to get on the bus. So we have another bus coming.
Another group of students on the way. And Teresa, while we were talking, your Chieftain just scored a touchdown. So she's a good luck charm. That's what I'm saying. Teresa, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Guys, back up to you.
All right, she's going to want to be on every 15 minutes then, I think. Caden McCarty takes it in, 4 yards out, and touchdown number 4 for him on the ground this season. And Logan with first point of this one. Now for the extra point attempt to make it 7-0. And look at this.
Bad snap.
Rolling right, going left across the grain, and the pass is picked up, and there's a flag on the play, too. Of course, you wonder if somebody was downfield. Everybody seemed like they left the line of scrimmage. We might have an ineligible downfield. And indeed, that's the case. And that's the call from our referee, John Evans. So we'll stay at 6-0 after the attempt for the extra point is no good. 6-0 the tally. Only 5 seconds evaporated off the clock here in the second quarter. There are your officials for the contest tonight with John Evans, your referee. And also your umpires, Chad Jenkins and Tyler Smith is your line judge. Your linesman is Wayne Horsley. Back judge, my favorite last name, Andy Compliment. And your center judge, William Jordan. We go with a 6-man crew here for this contest tonight. Take one more look at this touchdown, as it was a nice run by McCarty. But again, great blocking, Jeff, up front.
It really was. And Randy, nothing inside. He was able to square it up and get in there. And that's leaning towards the goal line. That's really a good job. Watch on the extra point. We're going to get a high snap from center. And there's just really nothing that can be done other than call fire, 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 and try and find somebody to be able to throw it to. The hard part about it is offensive line unaware of what's going on, and they got downfield. So Randy, Caden McCarty, who scored that touchdown, in the first quarter, had 14 carries for 66 yards. Now, just for what it's worth, he's on pace to carry the ball 56 times tonight. I don't think that'll happen.
Between he and Spatar, they combined for over 100 yards rushing the first 12 minutes, too. There's your scoring summary. 10 plays, 50 yards, as we had yet another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Thank you to Ramos Roofing for all the touchdowns they sponsor this year. So 6-0 to tally in this one. And it's time to boot it in the person of Zach Chapin, who's got his feet on the ground now. I think he's been here for about 20 minutes after coming up from soccer practice. And what a thrill it has to be for this young man. Under the lights. And there's your boot. It is high, and it's going to sail inside the 25 and trickle along the sidelines and just tiptoed out around the 23. So we'll move it out after the penalty flag. 5 seconds in the second quarter. I was going to ask you what you thought about the Chillicothe offense, but Jeff, do we have any kind of a read on them at all?
No, 3 and out, Randy. If I'm not mistaken, those are the only 3 offensive plays they had in the entire first quarter.
Correct.
So from a standpoint of time of possession, I mean, this thing is way lopsided, and this guy right here, Christian Benson, the quarterback, had 2 attempts throwing the football in that first series, and Randy, quite frankly, never got comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, passing, he's done a decent job, 358 yards. He does have a touchdown. He does have 4 picks as well, too, but has really picked up his passing game the last couple of weeks, but they need to establish something on the ground with the likes of Chucky Thomas as well, too, the 5'10", 200-pound sophomore. 1st and 10, mark the ball at the 25-yard line from the gun for Benson. And Thomas has got it. It's a long way to traverse to get around that corner. He's not going to make it. Boy, that was a long opportunity to go around the corner, and making yet another tackle is Henry Pierce. I think he's been out there, 4 plays on defense, and he's made hits on 3 of them.
Yeah, that's the #1 tackler, Randy, and he is very active. He makes sure that he is trailing. Look, watch him separate from the lineman. And again, that's one of the things as a defensive end. You have these hand battles that go on, and you got to make sure you get separation from that lineman.
Nice gap this time, and it shuts down quickly. Boy, it looked like Thomas had a huge gap, then all of a sudden a great job just to grab him and pull him down by Quinn Walsh. Walsh, a good run stopper. He's a coach's kid. His dad, Pat, is the linebackers coach, in fact, for the Chieftains.
Now watch the activity of Quinn Walsh, the middle linebacker, 58 right there. You can see that he just hangs on and gets after it, stays with the play.
3rd down now from the 39. They need 6. And they run the jet sweep. Can they get to the 45-yard line? Look at that second effort, 3rd effort, and great run on the play. Counted by Tylan Scales. Scales turned the corner, was hit around the 43, would not go down. And the man that had carried it for 4 times for -2 yards picks up a 1st down.
Well, this gives a little bit of an X factor, Randy, because they love to do him with the jet sweep. And this is, a little bit of poor tackling, but I'm going to give the running back credit here for being able to really hit the accelerator and increase his speed to be able to get the 1st down. That was a critical 1st down for Chillicothe, their only bright spot of the night offensively.
Picks up 11. Williams is wide to the bottom of the set, 1 wide to the top. 1 person in the slot now. And on the delay, Thomas gets the handoff and gets absolutely no help. Whipped down back inside the 45-yard line. Great pursuit by that defense for Logan. Colton Ruff was the guy that finished on the play. Big number 28 on your screen.
Yeah, that's a solid kid, Colton Ruff over there, the linebacker. He didn't get fooled at all on this play. You can see initial pressure once again by Henry Pierce. And then the linebackers come up to finish things off. And Chucky Thomas had no opportunity. He just got to take care of the football at this stage.
Ruff is living up to his last name, isn't he? The guy that plays the will linebacker, 12 solos, 12 assists, 1 sack. Caused the fumble, returning starter out there for the Chieftains. Loss on the play back to the 47-yard line. 2nd down, they need a baker's dozen. Scales in motion. Benson going to dump, leads him nicely. Nice little move by Tylan, and brought down though in the open field. Great one-on-1 tackle made on the play by Johnny McClellan. the outside linebacker.
Yeah, McClellan doing a really good job of reading and pursuing on the play. You're going to see the cornerback come up, and he's going to be blocked, but he turns the play back inside. That's the important thing, is to make sure you get it turned back inside where somebody can help you from a pursuit standpoint.
3rd down and a dozen from the 48. Benson problems with the handle. It's still free. Picked up now by Logan. They've got it inside the 40, all the way down to the 31-yard line. Picked up by, I think that was Josh Chapin who got the football. Chapin's got it on the recovery, the nose tackle. That is his 2nd fumble recovery of the season.
Oh, this is just poor concentration in the backfield, and you can see this ball is loose on the grass, and Chapin right there able to come up with the play. And Randy, that is a dream of any nose tackle, to be able to get over there and pick up that football and go. I'm thinking the coaches are probably yelling at him, just get on the ball. Do not try and pick it up, because generally that doesn't work very well, especially for a guy that puts his hand in the ground. So there's a lot of smiles over there on the sideline for that young man.
Especially for the young man that is the older brother of the guy that we saw coming on as a kicker as a freshman. And by the way, happy birthday, a little late, to Josh Chapin, celebrated last Tuesday. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. It is McCarty, and he winds his way inside the 25, picks up a solid 5 on that 1st down play with 8:57 left to go. Boy, for Logan, they've been playing, it seems like, on the short field all evening long.
You know, Randy, the turnovers have been a real issue for Chillicothe. You know, you look at their numbers this season, they're -6 in turnovers, and that's not a recipe for success.
2nd down, and let's call it 5 from the 25-yard line. Rough in motion now. Is it McCarty time again? He's going to be a workhorse, and he's undercut that time at around the 23-yard line. Good job by the interior of that Cavs defense to shut that down. Great play by that man and others on defense. Cade Williams, who we talked about in the open, the inside linebacker, 63 tackles, was a JV player last year. And Jeff, they are really excited by his accelerated progress in just a few weeks in this 2019 campaign for a guy that didn't see varsity time.
It's amazing the number of young people we're seeing playing in varsity action. Some freshmen, a lot of sophomores in this game.
3rd down and a long 3, almost closer to 4 on the play. And Spatar on the keeper. Braden got it to the 20, and if he crosses that line, he's got the 1st down, and that should be enough to move the sticks with 7:48 left to go.
Again, I can't overemphasize enough the ball faking that's going on in the backfield, and you know, part of that is the quarterback's responsibility to put it in there, but I want to watch the running back continue to run as if he's got the football, and it's just enough to make that defense play honest, and it creates a little bit of separation to give you the 1st down.
1st and 10 just inside the 20. Of course, Jeff, it takes a long time for the offense to mesh sometimes when you have new coaches, and that's the case for both of these teams. But Spatar and company feeling like they're meshing a lot better now with Mike Eddy and company. McCarty's got a gap inside the 15 down around the 11. Jeff, he may have 100 carries in this contest before it's over at this pace.
Now, there's no reason to put the ball in the air. Right now, you're having great success. And if you'll look at that Chillicothe defense, they got their hands on their hips. They are getting exhausted over there early in this football game because the trenches right now are being owned by the Chieftains.
2nd down, the ball resting just inside the 13-yard line. 2nd down, they need a long 2 for the 1st down. Guess who? And he's got the ball inside the 10, does Caden McCarty, and he's got the 1st and goal now for Logan as they look for their 2nd touchdown here in the 1st half.
You know, in 4 games, Caden McCarty had carried the ball 68 times, so what he's averaging 16, 17 carries a game. He had nearly that in the 1st quarter alone.
Gives you a low center of gravity, too. For a guy that's 6 feet, he can really buckle under and become more like a human bowling ball when he hits the line. So 1st and goal inside the 10, near the 8-yard line now, with 6.5 left to go in the 1st half. McCarty again, big gap off the right side, drags defenders inside the 2 near the 1, and nearly breaks the plane. Max Lee was hanging on for dear life at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and that's where you get a little bit of youth and an undersized linebacker in Max Lee, only 165-pound freshman. And look at this, he just delivers the blow and is able to drag 15 with him. Watch, now Max Lee does a pretty good job at getting there, and he's just hanging on for dear life.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Is it McCarty time? Sure, why not? Does he break the plane? Yes, he does. Touchdown, count it for Logan. 6 more on the board with 5:55 left to go. It is now 12-0. Do you go for 2 here?
Well, that's a good question, Randy. Early in the football game, you got a young kicker that you've brought up from the soccer program. Looks like the offense is staying on the field. Good lead block. Colton Ruff, who's playing that fullback position, is there. And the offensive line doing a nice job.
They do that little muddle huddle, if you will. Now they bring the offensive line back together again. And let's see if they go ahead and kick the extra point. It is Ian Frazier out there who was attempting the last one when the snap was not good. So Frazier to attempt the extra point. Colton Castle to hold. And that snap bounces back there, but they boot it anyway. Get it up.
So
and it's no good.
He had another upright? Is that 2 in a row?
Well, that's 2 different kickers now.
That is 2 different
12
guys.
Zip. Logan on top. They just need to finish. But they're dominating early in this contest. Week number 5 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College. The Chieftains ruling by 12. Parents, families, Papa John's, and the CW Columbus want to share your high school football photos. Go to cwcolumbus.com, upload your pictures to the Papa John's fan channel, and look for them on TV during next week's Honda's Thursday Night Lights. Now, your photos may be the Papa John's fan photo of the week. Tell you what, if I'm the McCarty family, I'd be taking those because your son has got another Ramos Roofing touchdown to make it now 12-0, and the younger Chapin with the honors. Is it sideline again? Yep.
That's 2 penalties on kickoffs. I think that experiment is done. Time to move on.
You talk just like a coach. You know that?
Well, you can't. That's unacceptable. There's the scoring summary. It's only 7 plays following the turnover. Only 30 yards and eclipsed in 3:08. Time of possession way in favor of the Logan Chieftains in this game. They dominated it for the entire first quarter. And 1 first down, I think, tonight for the Cavaliers. And this young man has got to get the offense moving, Christian Benson.
And look at Caden McCarty. He had 3 touchdowns coming into this game. He's got 2 more here tonight in the first half. So 5 on the campaign with 5:55 left to go. After the kick goes out of bounds, 1st and 10 now for Benson and company from their own 35-yard line. 2 way wide to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 back in the backfield. Rolling this way is Benson. Student body left. He's got Thomas as a lead blocker, and he'll pick up 5. He'll pick up 10. He'll pick up 15. He'll pick up 20, 25. We'll hear 26. Brought down inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. Hit made on the play by Johnny McClellan. Nothing fancy on that one, Jeff.
No, really, Christian Benson doing a really nice job. He's only carried the ball 44 times this year, but he has 4 rushing touchdowns. And you can see downfield blocking pretty good. And the big guy stands 6'3", the senior, able to make the biggest play that they've had all night from an offensive standpoint.
Did he need to move that football to the outside arm?
Well, I was going to criticize him, Randy, but at this stage, first downs are first downs. And if he continues to do that, he will get a rip.
Go get him, Coach. Snowden and Scales to the top of the set with the wing to that side as well, too. Benson rolling that way. He'll tuck, he'll keep, he'll cut it inside. He spins and does the 360 and gets down to the 33. So some new life here as Benson is cast in a McCarty roll. And 2 consecutive runs for about 35 yards and good field position now for the Cavs.
This is student body right. They're getting all those linemen out in front. They're pulling the guards and trying to get some blocking. Moving along, Keyshawn Shepard, the right guard. 5'8", 220-pound, a sophomore. He's been the leading guy on the offensive line. It looks like quarterback coming all the way over to get the call.
Yeah, he does that a lot. Coach Pryor will relay the information to him. The problem was it took a long time for him to get there. The play clock is down to 10 seconds now, so they're going to have to snap this in a hurry or take a timeout with 5 on the play clock. 3, 2, they snap it in time. And Benson, nice little spin move to get away. He's elusive. Got down to the 31-yard line, but you can't build your offense in just that one play, can you?
Well, you can until they stop it.
There you
go. Right? You keep doing it. Woody Hayes, our old coach at Ohio State, will say, guys, you know how many times we're going to run that play?
How many?
Run it until they stop it. And you just do it over and over and over again. Of course, that was the stubbornness of one Wayne Woodrow Hayes.
Tylen Scales goes to the sideline. This time he gets the play and imparts the information now to Christian Benson. With under 4 left to go, Chillicothe looking for a score, down 12-0 in this one. Williams wide to the bottom, as is Scales. 1 man in the slot now, 3 wide to the bottom, 1 to the top. Thomas to the left in the backfield of Benson. And Chucky's got it, and Chucky's got nothing. So now you got an interesting call here.
They're in 4-down territory, Randy. No question about it. They've got to go for it here, and down 2 scores in this football game already. And Christian Benson coming all the way to the sideline for the call. Again, wasted energy as far as I'm concerned, bringing the quarterback all the way to the sidelines. Got to figure out a way to communicate back to your quarterback.
Dakota Bannock went low on that play to help make the hit, the big defensive tackle. 6 solos, 12 assists on the campaign. So 4th down, the ball resting closer to the 33-yard line. 4th down here. They're going to need a long 3 for a first down with 3 minutes left to go.
Expect the quarterback, Christian Benson, to go play action, run the ball himself.
They're showing blitz near side. See if they're coming, and a whistle, and I think they're going to take a timeout. Play clock was down to 0. They will pause, and we'll take a timeout now. 2:51 left to go. Logan leads Chillicothe 12-0. It is the second quarter of week number 5 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Fans, here's the Papa John's fan photo of the week. It was uploaded by Melinda Dodds and was taken last week at our Thursday Night Lights contest between Bloom Carroll and Hamilton Township. Thank you, Melinda. Upload your high school football game photos from this week to Papa John's fan channel at cwcolumbus.com. Wasn't Dodds the name of one of the wideouts for Bloom Carroll?
I think you're right.
Was it Brandon Dodds?
I think you're right.
Without notes in front of me, that's just my guess.
Here's your quarterback, Christian Benson. Looked like they were trying to draw him offside maybe a little bit. Now looks like they may want to throw the ball.
4th down, Benson rolling, looking, throws it up for grabs. Pass is going to be incomplete. Closest guy in blue to the football was Scales. So Logan will get it back now with 2:45 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, quarterback Christian Benson going palms up out there with his receivers. That's one of the things you got to do is go communicate with your receivers. Don't show them up on the field like that. You can see here, watch him throw it off his back foot as well. Again, the pressure there, and there's just no hope that this ball is going to be caught. No receiver in the general area, and probably, good from a Logan standpoint that they didn't intercept that ball, because they're going to get better field position right here at the 33. Only, Randy, 42 yards of total offense for Chillicothe in the first half of play.
1st and 10 now for the Chieftains from their own 33 far hash. Up by 2 scores, looking for more. It's rough in motion. And Spatar dumps underneath, has his man across the 35, the 40, and all the way up to the 44-yard line. Rumbling for a nice gain on the play. Big number 28, Colton Ruff, who makes the catch, listed as the fullback, has 1 catch, good for 14 yards coming into this contest. A young man who likes math and physics, part of the PEP Club, Key Club, and the National Honor Society.
Yeah, this is a bonus, getting the ball out to the fullback, and look at him rambling down the way and giving some love at the end. Got the big first down. They're in their 2-minute drill here.
1st and 10 now from the 44-yard line. Spatar to McCarty. Has a little gap and takes it out to around midfield, down to around the 49. Well, fans, it's the Electrical Trade Center Fan Cam. Energize your career today by becoming an electrical apprentice with the Electrical Trade Center. For more information, I'll give you the phone number twice. 614-463-5282. That's 614-463-5282. Gain of nearly 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. 1:49 left to go and ticking in the first half. More of a sense of urgency here, you think?
I would think so. Both teams, though, have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Well, Chile took 1. Handoff, McCarty weaving his way inside the 45, down to around the 43 before he's pushed back. So it's enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily while they move the chains, with the clock reading 1:31 left to go. So we'll see what they opt to do now. But running has been their forte, Jeff. It's not like they've been playing a rapid 2-minute offense.
No, Randy, this is a team that probably doesn't practice a lot of the 2-minute drills because it's really not built into their DNA. And they got the ball at the beginning of the football game, so it's not like they can run this out and expect to get the ball right back.
McCarty's got it. He's got it down to the 40-yard line. Nice gain, but again, the clock melting away as the ball's to the 40-yard line with just over a minute left to go.
At this pace, Randy, they've only got maybe 2 or 3 plays remaining with the 3 timeouts that you take in at halftime. It's not like you get some extra mustard on that for taking those timeouts. No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You might want to use them.
They might just be happy to be up 12-0 at halftime. Although, you look at the scores, I mentioned the fact that they've been very close in a lot of the games leading by a touchdown or less at halftime. Spataro, the keeper, 40-35. Braden cuts it outside, keeps his balance all the way down the 25-yard line. That will stop the clock and move the chains again as he picks up about 15 on the play. 35.5 left to go.
Now let's see if Mike Eddy takes a timeout over here, even though the clock will stop. But again, good faking in the backfield. And this is, Braden Spatar taking advantage of the fact that Caden McCarty has been a force running the football.
Spatar again. First hit does not knock him down. He runs like a fullback, doesn't he? Inside the 20. And clock down to 23, 22. The ball is free at the end of the play.
Holy cow.
And the Cavs say they have it, and I think they do. As they try to get it outside in the second effort by Spatar, the ball comes free, and the Cavaliers will get it back, and they dodge a bullet with 22.7 seconds left to go. Take a look to the far side of the field.
See if we can see the ball pop loose here, and you can see there's the strip. The ball is clearly loose.
Cade Williams with the strip. And the recovery on the play for the Cavs by Xavier Doss.
There's the strip right there. Almost threw it across the way. My goodness. That is a huge turnover and a big stop for Chillicothe.
But can you do anything with 22.7?
Nope, they're going into the victory formation and going to take it into halftime just the way that it is.
They take the knee, and that will do it. Deep in their own territory, they opt not to try anything, and the Cavaliers will be down by 12 at halftime. Stick around at the break for the Thursday Night Lights halftime show. We'll recognize our two Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week, and our Mike Todd will introduce the marching bands and interview the band directors. Plus, we'll also run through the stats and the highlights and those interviews with the band directors, courtesy of the Music Go Round marching band sound. So, at halftime, 12-0. In this one, in favor of that man, Mike Eddy. He's got to be happy with his squad's performance in that first half. Obviously, he would have liked to have sealed the deal and also come up with maybe one more touchdown, but I think 12-0 for a team that is 0-4. But again, we mentioned it. This is a squad, too, that you take a look at their scores. They've been in contests in weeks 2, 3, and 4. They led by 4 at halftime of week 2. They were tied at 7 at halftime 2 weeks ago. And last week, they were up 7-0 and lost to Sheridan by a count of 14-7. So here they lead 12-0. Which also is the highest point total for them on the season. Down to the sidelines, and Mike Todd.
Well, Mike, your offense was able to control the tempo and able to control the line of scrimmage. What are you going to work on at halftime to maintain that momentum for the second half?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is quit being your own worst enemy, which is what we've done this year. The turnovers. We're moving the football. We're doing some nice things. I think we have a nice rhythm in our offense. But again, we've got to be consistent. We can't be backed up in long yardage, and we can't turn the football over, especially in scoring range. So that's a big thing for us. Defensively for us, when we come out at halftime, we have to be prepared. We've been able to control the clock in this first half. There's a lot of things they still want to do on offense that they haven't had a chance to yet. So with them getting the ball, it's going to be really important what happens in the first drive.
All right, Mike, thank you so much for your time. Good luck during the second half, guys. Back to you.
Mike, he's right, because we've barely seen that Chillicothe offense at all here in the first half. 12-0 the tally at the break. Stick around for the Thursday Night Lights halftime show as Logan looks for their first victory. Chillicothe for win number 2 on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
You are watching the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Chillicothe trailing Logan by a score of 12-0. We always like to celebrate athletics, but we also like to celebrate academics. It's time to honor our Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Lifeline of Ohio is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes. Patrick Rourke earned varsity letters in football, bowling, and track at Chillicothe High School. He's captain of the football team and is All-Southeast District Division II First Team Defense. He's taking AP classes and is a member of the National Honor Society. Patrick is also on the Distinguished High Honor Roll. He volunteers in his community and is a football camp counselor for students with developmental disabilities. Patrick has a 4.1 GPA. Connor Rupp is a 4-year letterman in football and co-captain at Logan High School. He was one of the first students in the school's history to start a season opener and letter as a freshman. Connor is also playing basketball and is on the school's track team. He's taking College Credit Plus classes and is a member of both the National Honor Society and Key Club. Connor was invited to the American Legion Buckeye Boys State program at Miami University. He's a member of the Purple Power Club, which finds solutions on issues for the school and community. Connor has a 4.1 GPA. Congratulations to these outstanding Lifeline of Ohio Scholar athletes.
Well, congratulations once again to our Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week. Earlier tonight, I was able to talk to the director of bands for Chillicothe High School. It's all a part of the Music Go Round Marching Band Sound. Such an honor to be joined by Michelle Carpenter. She is the director of bands for Chillicothe High School Marching Cavaliers. We're going to be looking at your halftime show, Michelle. I'm so excited to see this. Talk a little bit about that and what we're going to hear tonight.
So tonight is our alumni night, actually, it's homecoming. We will have about 30 alumni joining us on the field tonight. We'll play the fight song, and then we'll play the Matchbox 20 chart, How Far We've Come.
So the alumni come back. Who's the oldest alumni who's going to be playing in the band tonight? Can you think about that?
Yeah, I think our earliest year that signed up was 1964, 1965, and that goes all the way to somebody that just graduated here in 2019.
So does the alumni practice with the band during the week?
Nope, they just showed up today about an hour before we stepped off for our parade, and they jumped right in, ready to go.
So they didn't miss a beat, to coin a phrase here. They just stepped right in.
That's right.
That's amazing. So I know you've got a couple of places that you're going to be playing here in the next couple of weeks in the area. Where will the Marching Cavaliers be playing?
So our next big performance coming up for just the Cavaliers is on October 5th at Lancaster. We're a competition band. So our second competition will be at this season will be there. And our show for that is a witches show this year, and it has music from Hocus Pocus. And it's very cool. Our color guard are dressed up as witches. We have a cauldron on the field made out of an old timpani, and it fogs up in the middle. It's really awesome. So that'll be on October 5th at Lancaster.
I wish I could see that. That sounds like that's going to be an amazing performance. So I'll get you out of here on this. What's the attitude been like with the band knowing they're going to be on Thursday Night Lights this week?
They've been pretty excited. We've definitely held it as a token over them, and we'll say, hey guys, this is going to be on TV. What do you want to look like when you're on TV? And then they usually kick it into gear a little bit. So they're excited.
Michelle Carpenter, Director of Bands for the Chillicothe Marching Cavaliers. Michelle, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being such a gracious host. Thank you so much. Always so happy to talk to the band directors and to see the hard work that all the band members put in. It is homecoming here in Chillicothe. They just crowned the king and queen. It's an exciting atmosphere down here in Ross County. Coming up, more of the halftime show. You're watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Logan on top of Chillicothe by a score of 12-0. There is a spectacular band behind me right now, and it was my honor to speak to their director earlier this evening. It's all a part of the Music Go Round Marching Band Sound. She is the director of bands for the Logan Marching Chieftains. Pam, we're going to be looking at your halftime show tonight. What is your halftime show going to be featured here on Thursday Night Lights?
Well, we're doing 2 of 3 selections from our second halftime, and we'll be playing Dance to the Music and Dance the Night Away.
Dance the Night Away by Van Halen?
You got it.
I already like her so much. Okay, so tonight's halftime show is Dance. What are some of the other halftime shows that you have done or are going to be doing later on this year?
Well, we had a show that featured The Impression That I Get, China Grove, and one of the new songs, Fight Song.
Okay.
And then we're getting ready for our third halftime show, which is The Lips Are Moving.
Okay.
And we just got started on that one, and that's our assistant director, Jennifer Olis, will be doing that one.
Okay, that sounds great. You've got a few events coming up, I'm sure. We're going to be playing around the state and around the area. Where are some of the places you're going to be playing?
We have our Fall Festival bands coming up on October 5th. We have 10 bands participating in that. And we have a mattress sale coming up. Of course, not playing there, but we have that coming up. And we also have our own Veterans Day Parade and Christmas Parade, and we'll be heading to Disney in March.
Oh, how exciting. That'll be so great for the band. So you talked a little bit about the mattress sale to help out your band. If people want to learn more about your band, where's a website they can go?
LoganBandBoosters.org.
Well, Pam, thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Once again, this is the Director of Bands for the Logan Marching Chieftains, Pam Price. Pam, thank you so much. Once again, a big thank you to Pam and all of her hard work and the hard work of the band behind me, the Logan Marching Chieftains, rather. We had a lot of action last week in high school football. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from across the country.
Higgins drops back. Now he's running when there was no rush. Just throws it up for grabs. And it is caught! Caught off the tip!
Barber is going to the air looking for Tyjon Jones. Shakes free. Now heaves it downfield. Jones behind the defense. He's got it. Tyjon Jones racing to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown.
Stevenson one-on-one. There they go. And knocked away.
What a grab.
Into the
what a grab. And really good coverage. Ball off the helmet of the defender.
Look, ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Nice job. If you can't get the quarterback, get your hands up, and that's exactly what he does.
And he was double teamed.
Yeah.
He's given with a running. Bouncing this one, the Harlandale defense swarming.
Here gets Desert Oasis.
Riggin goes over the top, and he's got a man, and what a diving catch. Going to the corner of the end zone. That's in the air forever, but it's going to come down into the waiting arms again of Fisher Welsh.
Kick it off. And McDonough will grab it at the 6-yard line. McDonough down the sideline. Only has to get past the kicker. McDonough speeds to the end zone. 94 yards.
Quite a bit of football action from across the country. More football action coming up in the second half. Coming up, we'll have stats and highlights from the first half. This is the halftime show, and you're watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus.
We are just about ready for the start of the second half of week number 5 between Logan and Chillicothe. Let's head down to the sidelines. Mike Todd standing by with the head coach of the Cavaliers.
Coach, defense got a big stop there at the end of that first half to stop the momentum. What did you work on at halftime so that you can get that momentum back for the second half?
Just trying to get more guys in the box. You know, obviously they want to hit us up the middle with, with their power running game, inside zone, trap, power off tackle. So we just worked on trying to get more guys in the box, and so that's what you'll see out of us in the second half.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Good luck during the second half. Guys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. And folks, just a reminder, this weekend, the Ohio State football Buckeyes visit the Nebraska Cornhuskers for a preview and in-depth analysis. Don't miss the best pregame show around, The Football Fever. Saturday at 11 a.m. on ABC6. Then after getting all your Saturday afternoon chores done, come back to ABC6 for the big game. Ohio State, Nebraska kicks off at 7:30 p.m. And Jeff, who do you like in that one, sir?
Well, I like Ohio State, obviously, but this is going to be a pretty good test. And it seems like each week it's just consistently gotten a little bit more difficult for them. But how about the start by Justin Fields, his first-year starting quarterback for Ohio State? Actually 2 touchdowns ahead of the pace that was set a year ago by Dwayne Haskins, and he reset every record in Ohio State's record book. So this Justin Fields guy might be able to play just a little bit.
And some folks were concerned when they saw the scores 5-0 early on. The Buckeyes were down. But a couple of grand slams, 3-run homer, and boom, they're up.
I was going to say, that's early in the second inning. There's no big deal. You can come back from that. But I think that was a little bit of adversity that they needed to have, and they responded with 42 points, record-setting points in the second quarter of play.
Let's see what happens in the second half of this one. We know that Coach Pryor said he wants to put more guys in the box. Of course, the tendency is if you put too many guys in the box and you break it through that first line, if you're Logan, you're going to get the big play.
Yeah, they're going to try and crowd it and go with what we would call a bear defense, where you're just slamming people in that box. And Randy, most teams then would want to take advantage of throwing the ball over top, but that's something that doesn't necessarily fit into the MO of this football team, the Logan Chieftains, in terms of being able to throw the football. But I think the most critical part of this game right now is going to be the first 2 or 3 minutes here of the third period, and will the Chillicothe Cavaliers have a chance to be able to get things moving?
It is time now for the Dr. Pepper kickoff. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. And once again, the freshman has it teed up. Zach Chapin talked about his ride tonight. I would think after practice and a game, you got to be pretty tired after 5 hours of athletic competition. Even if you're a kicker, Jeff, and not in on every play. I know how you are.
Not going to criticize one bit. Just don't kick it out of bounds again.
It is high. It is not that deep, and it will stay out of bounds. Inbounds, I should say, and it was hit in the belly of the up man trying to make the catch on the ball. And they come up with it as it bounced right into the breadbasket of Xavier Doss. So give it back now to Chillicothe. They'll have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is not a great idea going over here and trying to catch the ball down on your knees. And looked like that ball may have been heading out of bounds, but he did cover it up, and they're going to start the drive right at the 23-yard line. And Randy, as I mentioned, Christian Benson's got a responsibility tonight. Those are rushing numbers for the quarterback. 5 attempts for 29 yards.
Yeah, he has been pretty much most of the offense here tonight. As they'll keep it on the ground on this first down play, trying to turn the corner. Not a whole lot there as they string it out defensively. Nicely done by the Chieftains, as that time on the carry is Tylen Scales, but waiting for him was Keaton Arledge as he tried to turn the corner.
Yeah, Scales is a guy that's probably the fastest on this football team, so this is a little bit of a jet sweep where they're bringing him to the wide side of the field. Scales trying to look for an opportunity, but that is just really good closing defense by Colton Ruff. 5'10", 195-pound senior right there at that inside linebacker spot.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 from back of the 23-yard line. Benson on the delay will get it across the 25, the 30, and they pull his jersey, but they can't pull him down until he gets up to the 39-yard line. So a nice gain of about 16 on the play as Christian Benson refused to go down. This is a guy, Jeff, remember too, was a starting outside linebacker last year.
This quarterback draw all the way, Randy. He was just going to let things read ahead of him and find the opening, and left a lot of white jerseys laying on the ground. This is a big 1st down for the Cavaliers. They got to have some success on offense.
Officially 17 yards on the game. The ball is touching the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. Benson again. And whipped down right at the 42-yard line. Didn't fool a whole lot of guys that time as Quinn Walsh and company there waiting to make the hit. Also Trayton Poling. It'll be 2nd down. Gain of nearly 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. I think we thought Chucky Thomas would be more of a factor, the 5'10", 200-pound sophomore, but they've been able to keep him in check as the Chieftains on defense.
Well, Chucky Thomas coming into the game carrying 2 for 1 compared to what Christian Benson was doing from a running standpoint, but right now they're not having success out of the tailback spot. They're going to use the quarterback.
2nd down and 8, 1 man in motion. And that is a backward pass, and spinning away and trying to turn the corner is Cam Smith. Smith will get it across the 40-yard line. So again, that would count as rushing yardage. There are 2 passes. There's a forward pass and a backward pass. If it's a backward pass, it's rushing yardage, and that time Smith was able to get some positive out of it.
Well, good job by Cameron Smith making somebody miss out here in the flat. They're just trying to get their athletes in space, and if you're coming up and trying to make that play, and that was Caden McCarty, the junior, trying to come up and make that stop in the backfield, you got to make sure you square up and get the job done. Fortunately, enough pursuit from the rest of the Chieftain defense.
Back up to the 42-yard line. 3rd down and 8 from there. Just under 10 left to go in the 3rd quarter for Benson and company. Looks, guns, and the pass is bobbled. Is it caught? It is complete at the 46-yard line. Hanging on to the football is Keon Williams. Williams going down, sliding into second base, bobbles it, but makes catch number 5.
Well, no style points on this one. You got your right-handed quarterback rolling left. He's able to get the ball out there and almost fielded like a punt, but able to make the play over on the sideline. And it's a great opportunity for Keon Williams, his 5th reception on the season. You can see he bobbled it a little bit over there, but was able to secure the football.
So 1st and 10 for the Cavs from the 46-yard line as Snowden goes widest to the top, joined by McCory. Scales in motion. Benson throwing back the other way. Has his man. Little misdirection. Cam Smith down the sidelines. Cam Smith taking it the distance for the touchdown. The overload right. Throw it back to the left. And Cam Smith goes in for the score.
Now, total misdirection. Randy, is there a flag on the play? It appears to be.
There is one back at the 48-yard line.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 1st down.
So close for the Cavaliers, and we're going to bring it back. Take a look.
There was only 1 penalty in the first half. Here's the 2nd penalty of the game. You can see the motion there. Hard to see from that picture. There was a little flinch of a leg. I'm not sure that was the reason for the penalty, but the Chieftains were caught trying to steal one out of the cookie jar, going with all the fakes there, and they came back with a throwback bubble screen. And you talk about wide open. Cameron Smith able to take it the distance.
Coach Pryor not happy, but trying to calm down his team as they get it back now, back at their own 49-yard line. It is first down and 15 from there. So Logan's defense dodges a bullet. That's a lesson in not over pursuing. This time Benson on the delay. Has it down to the 45.
Well, I'll tell you what, Josh Chapin, that nose tackle, he is so solid on defense. There you see him, number 51. 5'11", 240 senior. He's more than a space eater. I mean, this is a guy that got great. Look at him. He's being beaten there at the beginning, and he's able to shed the block and still come back and make the play. That's a sign of a really good defensive lineman. Got his head up, reading the play, and then he separates himself from the offensive lineman, able to make the tackle.
Chapin and Pierce have been a 1-2 force defensively up front for Logan in this contest. Second down and 9. On the ground they keep it. They get it down to the 43-yard line for Thomas. And that's about it. It'll be third down and long from there as we approach 8 minutes left to go in the third. So Chucky Thomas gets the carry that time. Ran well against Mifflin. Came in with just over 300 yards. A shifty runner, a power pack, if you will. One thing you notice with him, though, is, Jeff, maybe he needs to pick up his feet just a little bit higher at times.
Now let's see, third down and long 6, Randy, and I think in this situation, a little bit of misdirection. They've got 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. See if they go with a bubble screen again.
Scales in motion to the top to overload that way. And throwing back, they
there
do. And it's going to work all the way down to the 35-yard line. The defense sensed it as well, too, but still the pass is complete to Cam Smith. It's not the touchdown that they had negated, but it's enough for the first down.
Well, they saw enough of that over pursuit where they had the touchdown that got called back. They went back and knocked on exactly the same door. Good fake here. There's the throwback. Randy, you got to come up and make those plays if you're going to commit yourself all the way to come up and make that play. And that was Colton Castle, the senior, coming up. You got to break down again in that flat area because they're trying to get their guy in space. What you got to do is take that away. Hang on for dear life.
They needed 6. They picked up 7. First and 10. Snowden and Duncan to the top. Scales is going to join them. Benson looking, going long downfield, throwing it up, and the pass is caught. What a catch inside the 10-yard line. Count it as it's snared on the play by the guy that is the homecoming king in Cortland Duncan. By the way, the queen is Caitlin Mager, but all hail the king.
Well, Cortland, just a sophomore football player, and watch him high point this ball. He's able to go up, get his hands on it, and a terrific job by the sophomore, 6'3", 200-pound. They're showing him as a senior. I thought I read sophomore. Oh, number 10, excuse me, senior. Had him as a sophomore class.
Gain of 28. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Benson on the delay. 10, 5, 2, 1. Touchdown. The Cavs are on the board. No flags this time. It's now 12-6 with 6:35 left to go in the third. And what did we say about Logan playing 4 quarters, too? Right now, you got another Ramos roofing touchdown.
Did they bust in another group of offensive players, though, Randy? This isn't even close to the offense that we saw in the first half of play. And again, Chillicothe came out with a vengeance and got the ball into the end zone twice. One called back. That one's going to count for sure. And they're going to go for the extra point to make it a 5-point game.
A battle of soccer kickers. Here is Jacob Coughlin. Benson holds the snap, the kick. It is up. Count it. We got a ball game. 6:35 left to go. 12-7. Logan leads, but Chillicothe coming back. And you are watching week number 5 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus. It's time again for the Aspen Dental Smile Cam. Aspen Dental has offices in Lancaster, Pickerington, and several other Central Ohio locations. Schedule a new patient appointment at aspendental.com. Aspen Dental, simply easier. Thank you to Aspen Dental for their support And congratulations, Chillicothe with a less than Cavalier attitude here in the second half. They're taking this seriously as they get the touchdown, taking 5:25 off the clock, going 10 plays, and Jeff, 77 yards. They didn't gain any of that in the first half.
Well, they had 29 yards in the first half, Randy, total offense, and again, totally different football team as they came out in quarter number 3.
It is high, it is deep, and the return going to start from the 10-yard line, up across the 15 to the 20. And up to the 25 to the 30. Nice return carrying defenders that time is Johnny McClellan. McClellan with another return of over 25 yards. The second in this contest, and they've got the ball up past the 35-yard line. All right, if you're Logan right now, you got to think that defense from Chillicothe is going to be fired up. Is it more McCarty and more Spatar?
Well, you heard Coach Pryor talking to our Mike Todd and saying that they're gonna crowd the box. Let's see if we can visually pick up on more of those Chillicothe jerseys between each of the tackles there, and you can see they're crowding inside. They've got like a 6-man front now.
111 on the ground for Caden in the first half, and more importantly for his Chieftain teammates, a couple of touchdowns. Great crowd here tonight for this contest in week number 5. McCarty waiting, picking the seams, gets it across the 40-yard line. You know, we mentioned, these two teams getting together, and you look at the squad from Chillicothe. They are part of the Frontier Athletic Conference, Division II, Region 8. And you look at Logan, and Logan is a school that really deserves to be in a conference, Jeff. They have to play an independent schedule right now, Division II, Region 8. And you feel for Logan, too, because it's a great school. Neither of these are the country schools you're used to seeing. My goodness, if you go to these two facilities, they are second to none. You can tell that by this football facility at Chillicothe. But I just hope that Logan's able to find a home in a league, too, because they deserve that kind of notoriety as well. Officials timeout on the field. As we have a shoe being tied right now, is when you catch a big pass and you're dunking, somebody else will tie the shoe for you.
What is that all about?
Did you ever tie anybody else's shoe on your team?
Well, Max Lee is a freshman, so maybe that's part of the deal.
Oh, there you go.
If you're an upperclassman, a freshman ties your shoes for you.
Gain of 4 in that first down play. A little misdirection. Spatar's got it 40, 45. Across midfield, all the way inside the 45 to the 43. What a run by Braden Spatar for a first down for the Chieftains with 5:40 left to go in a rapidly played third quarter.
Boy, Randy, another great pancake block by the offensive line, and this time it was Sam Kaiser, number 55, who came up with the big play. And so when you see holes open like that, that means some of those big uglies up front are doing a pretty good job. And there's the first half numbers rushing.
He's got 16 more in that run, and Spatar looking for a gap, and Braden finds it to the 40 and maybe the 39. He ran about 12 and picked up about 3 to 4, so it'll be second down from there. And 5 minutes left to go. But we mentioned the script for Logan, Jeff, the last couple of weeks. They've been in the games at halftime. The question is, for the Chieftains, can they play 4 quarters? For the Cavs, can they come back now? They've made this a contest down by just 5 points. It was worth the 1-hour trip to come down here.
Going to a 2 tight end look here, Randy.
As Pierce is a tight end to the bottom of the set. Power look. And not a whole lot there. Zooming around from the outside and curling in was Carter Boltonhouse. Boltonhouse, the freshman, makes a big play. So it'll be a third down and long situation at the start of the fourth quarter. We'll go back down to the sidelines where Mike Todd is standing by with the principal of Chillicothe High School, Matthew Ballantyne. That's Mike and Matt, your new morning team, if you will, coming up at the start of the fourth quarter. Big play here, third down and about a half dozen. Do you boot right now with Spatar?
Look at the communication going on in that offensive line. They go down to a knee, they look over for signals, and then the center calls the blocking assignments.
Quick pop, it's complete to the 40, to the 38, and that is it. Boy, talk about a wave of Cavaliers. You saw it there as they tried to turn the corner. Not a whole lot there on the play as Colton Castle made the catch. Tyson Netter made the hit, and we've got a flag on the field as well, too.
Boy, and it looks like they're talking to the defensive backs over there.
They were emotional after the play.
Tyson Netter.
Foul. Unsportsmanlike contact. Number 16 on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. That results in a first down.
You can celebrate, but don't do too judicious and too vocacious about it. As you take a look one more time here, watch the end of this play. There's the hit.
Tyson Netter is number 16. You can see here his acceleration, and there just the taunting that was going on at that stage, that's what got the penalty. And Randy, it's hard when the emotions get so high, but the officials are setting the stage for the way this game is going to be called.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line now with 3:38 and ticking here in the third quarter. Logan up by 5. Chillicothe mounted to come back with that touchdown here in the third stanza, and Chillicothe trying to march the field now too. With Ruff in motion, McCarty's got the handoff. Caden inside the 20 and burrows his way down near the 18.
You know, Logan has really struggled this season trying to put points on the board, Randy. They have yet to score a single point in the third quarter of their first 4 football games of the season, and only 7 points in the entire second half of those 4 games.
On a second down play from just inside the 19. Approaching 3 minutes left to go. They are halfway home. Second down. Call it 5 for Spitar and company. And it's McCarty inside the 15. Boy, he just kind of goes, back and forth, kind of rumbles at times. When he goes downfield, you see the burst. When he works diagonally, sometimes a little bit of a churning action. That time, carried defenders and got a gain of about 3 on the play.
Here's your head football coach across the way, Mike Eddy.
Before Parkersburg South, he was at Gallia Academy, graduate of Tyler County High School. Big play here, third down and just about 1. Under 2.5 left to go. McCarty or Spitar?
McCarty, you don't want to get too fancy here.
He's got it, and he's got nothing. Brought down back around the 20-yard line. Perhaps fancy would have been better, Jeff, on third down. Now you've got a 4th down situation. You're up by 5. Kicking game has not been the strongest. 8 points would be nice, but do you go for it here on 4th down?
Randy, a short yardage situation. You get the free safety coming in and making the play. Are you kidding me? You talk about filling the box up with football players. That's the free safety, 3 yards deep in the end zone. Just not enough people to block, and they're going for it on 4th down.
Xavier Doss marks the spot. 4th down and nearly 4 on the play. The ball back near the 19-yard line, so 4th down with 1:40 left to go. The wide side is the bottom side of the formation. Spitar wants to go that way, keeps it inside and falls down at the 16. I don't think he got it.
They're going to turn it over on downs, and you can see Spitar getting up a little slow here.
And the Cavaliers will get it back, and Spitar will stay down. We'll take a break with 1:27 left in the third quarter. What a contest. 12-7 the tally here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Chillicothe High School. 12-7 the tally in this one as Chillicothe will get the football back with 1:27 left in the third. Friday night before the 11 o'clock news, join host Jay Richardson for AEP Ohio for Scores on Fox 28 for the scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Central Ohio every Friday at 10:45 p.m. on Fox 28. Now for Logan, it's doubly painful because Spitar not only a starter on offense but on defense too, and he is your mentor at quarterback. So Benson and company have it back. They get it across the 15 up to the 20-yard line. So pick up about 4, maybe 5. We'll see where they spot his knee on that first down play. Take a look at Spitar, the way he went down as he kind of kneeled at around the 16. We have another player down on the field as well.
Now watch real closely. It looked like he may have fallen on the football as he went down. You could see the contact made right there, and just uncomfortable the way that it went. And he was able to get off under his own power. I would imagine there's your young man across the way. I think we'll see him back in there at quarterback.
And now the guy being attended to is Christian Benson, I think, at the 21-yard line. So they're attending to his leg right now, too, and working on that.
Try and see the tail end of this play. It looked like a very similar hit.
His leg got twisted a little bit. I guess if you're hoping, if anything, you're hoping it's a cramping situation or maybe a slight bruise. By the way, Trevor Lee is the person I had listed as the backup. He was a 6', 185-pound junior, and he likes history and Spanish. I'm not sure if that's the route they'll go or not, but obviously he's going to have to come out for at least one play, Jeff, with 1:13 left to go on the clock. And it was Logan early on in this contest as they got a couple touchdowns from McCarty in the second quarter from 4 yards out and 1 yard out. And not putting any pressure on that right leg is a very bad sign right now. And then we have the answer from Benson here from 7 yards out in this quarter to make it 12-7. as they attend to him. Well, after tonight's game, Jeff, keep it right here on the CW Columbus for Fox 28 News at 10. Get a first look at what to expect when you wake up in the morning. And first warning weather expert Marshall McPeak will have your weekend forecast. Fox 28 News at 10. No more, no first.
Yeah, that's not a cramping situation, Randy.
Nope.
They're going to have to spend some time with the medical staff, the training staff. Maybe we can get our Mike Todd to sleuth his way into finding out exactly what the issue is.
That's Joel Barnes, who's going to be in at quarterback. In essence, right now, kind of an extra running back. Gets it up to the 20-yard line, and Pierce and company say, you're done right there. Waiting for the whistle. And, man, they kept going at it. 57 seconds left to go. So Benson being attended to on the bench right now. And number 1, Joel Barnes in there at quarterback, 5'10", 185, and a junior. You won't find him on the stat sheet. The guy that we've seen starting on defense, also a punter as well.
Personal foul, blindside. Offense, number 6.
Wow.
Out the distance to go, first down.
Again, a flag that was near side that was kind of covered up. So mark it back half the distance to the goal, and you've got a backup quarterback in there, and you're now inside your own 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of the safety issues, Randy, that they're trying to cover up with.
Although I think Lee is coming in now. I think Lee will run the show on this play. Trevor Lee's now the quarterback. 3 plays, 3 quarterbacks. Lee going to hand it off, and they'll get it up to around the 13-yard line, and that is it. Battle of attrition at the quarterback position now for both of these teams. We'll try to update this Vitar situation, too, when we head into the fourth quarter. But not a whole lot there as we're under 30 seconds left to go. And the ball resting back at the 16-yard line as they attend to the foot right now of Christian Benson.
Now, Trevor Lee in their quarterback, Randy, he's got to be careful in that shotgun that he doesn't move his feet around too much, because that could become a procedure call as well. The quarterback's got to remain set back there.
Now, the sticks say it's 4th down, but there's under 5 seconds left to go, so they won't snap the ball. They'll wait till the start of the fourth quarter. A lot of variables left in this one. We have X, Y, and Z if you're doing algebra at home in high school football week number 5. Here's your homework. What will happen in the fourth quarter? Let us know in about half an hour. It is 12-7 after 3. Logan clinging to that lead halfway home, week number 5. Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
Chillicothe trailing Logan by 5 as we begin the fourth quarter. You're watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Absolutely happy to be joined by the principal here at Chillicothe High School, Matt Ballantyne. Matt, this is a beautiful facility, and there's just been an amazing response by the Chillicothe community here. It really gets me excited to be here as a part of Thursday Night Lights. What gets you excited being the principal here at Chillicothe High School?
I mean, there's so much to be excited about, but number one thing is our student section that comes out to support our athletes. We call it the C section for the Cavaliers section. Some are confused by that, but certainly you can see just in the south side of the stands on the home side, we've just got an amazing turnout of students that want to come out and support our athletes. And what's really cool is it's not just football that they come out to support. They come out and support all of our season sports. And we are just so excited to have such an awesome student body and the ability to have that support of not just athletes, but also our musical endeavors that we produce here at Chillicothe High School.
What else is awesome is this amazing new scoreboard that you have here at this stadium. How long has that been here?
Actually, this is the first year in operation for this current scoreboard. We just replaced it this summer, but we did have a video board prior to that. It's a little smaller, and one of the things that we pride ourselves on at Chillicothe High School is educational opportunities. And the cool thing about this scoreboard, it's 98% run by the student body. So students are up in the booth producing the ads, they are cutting the film, whatever is needed to be able to show that board. It's 98% student run. We have a lot of technology classes and videography classes that allow students, and you'll see them here on the sideline actually running our camera systems, and it's just an awesome learning opportunity. So we felt it's necessary if they're going to take the time and energy to showcase what they do, and we just are so glad to be able to provide that opportunity for our students.
Well, and you bring home a great point. With amazing facilities like that, you create amazing opportunities for your students. Matt Ballantyne, principal here at Chillicothe High School, thank you so much for being here. Guys, quick update. Christian Benson, quarterback for Chillicothe, he's done for the night.
Thank you very much, Mike. And Braden Spitar back in there to run the offense, though, for Logan after he went down on a play. So 2nd down and 9 from the 49-yard line for the 5'10", 180-pound senior. His team up by 5 in the last 11:24 of regulation in this one. Last year it was 7-6 in overtime where Chillicothe prevailed. And it is Spitar who will find the gap. Oh, he takes a step back and then to his left and then forward diagonally to his right, Jeff, and finds the gap. Waited for the blocks to establish and got a huge first down inside the 40.
Boy, that looked like absolutely nothing. It was going to be stopped for a loss on the play, but watch the patience of the quarterback, able to read and explode right up the middle. And again, this is a great effort by the Logan football team, Randy. I talked to you about their struggles so far in the season. They've only scored 7 points cumulatively in the entire second half of their season, and they went 0 in the third quarter, but they're driving now.
Spitar picks up 15 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 36, 10, 44 left to go. Calls his own number, has another seam, accelerates, bursts through the hole, all the way down to the 25-yard line. We talk about closing and finishing so often in high school football. Logan has not been able to do that. Chillicothe did it only once this year. Combined, these teams have but 1 win, and Logan trying to make a statement that they have arrived in week number 5.
But if you look at that defense, as you look at Brandon Spitar's numbers tonight running the football, that's 2 running backs, including the quarterback, over 100 yards rushing tonight against this Chillicothe defense. And guys, if you take a look, that Chillicothe defense right now is one tired bunch.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. They keep it on the ground off the left side and just finding the gapping. Going behind Sam Kaiser and company on the carry. Once again, it is Caden McCarty, and just wonder how many carries McCarty and Spitar are going to combine for in this contest. You mentioned both over the century mark. They average 206 yards rushing per contest. On a 2nd down, after a gain of 3, they need 7. Under 10 left to go.
No hurry to run the play, Randy. Trying to take advantage of this clock.
And we do have a play clock here at this fabulous Harris complex. Spitar inside the 20. Boy, this is football at its bare essence right here. I'm going to see that tomorrow night, too, with Clinton Massey and Hartley, where the term passing game may be a naughty term to bring up, because if we see 10 passes in that game, I'd be surprised. But here tonight, very simple. 2 guys, Spitar and McCarty, doing the damage offensively for the Chieftains. 3rd down, they need a couple. Spitar has a couple and a couple more. And then the wave of Cavaliers led by Barnes and company push him back.
All he had to do was get to the 15-yard line, Randy, so that's going to bring up another 1st down in the red zone. And there's an O lineman that lost his helmet.
That is Logan Vincent, the left tackle, returning starter who likes science and math, part of the National Honor Society.
6'2" kid, 265 over there, a senior football player, and you'll see his helmet come off at that stage. And just take care of your noggin. No more blocking, please. They had to get a break for Patrick Rourke. Came out of the football game, number 53, the All-Ohio defensive tackle. He was just totally gassed out there.
1st and 10 Chieftains as they crank the clock again from the 15-yard line for Logan, looking for their 1st win of the season. Play clock under 15.
I want you to watch where the tailback lines up. If he's even now with the quarterbacks or behind him, so now he's in play.
And McCarty gets the handoff and takes it inside the 12-yard line. Boy, you'll take that. You just burn 30 to 45 seconds off of every play.
Yeah, Randy, one of the things that I've noticed, though, is when they move that tailback, when they move McCarty up where he's just a little bit ahead of the quarterback, then it's going to be a quarterback run for sure. So that's one of the things that if you're a defensive football player, the linebacker specifically, that ought to give them a pretty good read in terms of who's going to carry the football. So let's watch again where Caden McCarty lines up in relation to his quarterback, Braden Spitar. And now he's ahead of him.
He's just ahead of him, so Spitar's going to keep it. And got to the 11-yard line, then pushed back there. Great job by the center of that defense. They went high, they went low, and they double-teamed him. And Spitar brought down once he gets just inside the 11-yard line.
And the key to that, Randy, is it takes away any ball fake. It takes away any deception if you're reading exactly what is going on there. And you could see Caden McCarty trying to come up there and make the block. Kind of whiffed on the block, and that didn't create much of an opportunity.
It is 3rd down and 6 from the 11-yard line.
You wouldn't
7:40 left.
You wouldn't throw it here, would you?
Would I? Sure. Would they? No. Looking at 2 more runs, I think, here. Unless something dangerous happens here. McCarty left-hand side. 10, 5, pushes the pile. 1st and goal, Logan inside the 4-yard line. Boy, hats off to Vincent, Kaiser, and Miller. First names are Carson, Sam, and ironically Logan.
Look at the pulls. You know, the lineman pulling there and creating the opportunity for Caden McCarty. Already 2 touchdowns on the night. He takes this thing right inside the 3-yard line.
They beef it up now, double tight. They go with the wing to the bottom, 1 man wide to the top. McCarty and Spitar, the 1-2 punch in the backfield. Who gets it this time? They don't have to snap it till we approach 7 minutes left.
They're lined up there, and the tailback is in play here.
McCarty's got it off the left side and breaks the plane and takes it in for the touchdown. 7:02 left to go, and then it was 18-7 in favor of Logan. And what a night for Caden McCarty. He came in with 3 touchdowns on the season. He's got 3 more tonight.
A great job by the offensive line once again, and using that left side of Sam Kaiser, Logan Vincent, the center Carson Miller. Give a lot of credit to Carson Miller. In there at the center position, he's the guy that's calling all the blocking assignments. And there's your running back, Caden McCarty. We had 24 carries for 111 yards in the first half and 2 touchdowns. He's added to that total tonight. 2 guys over 100 yards rushing against this Chillicothe defense that was only giving up 175 yards and 33 carries tonight for 139 yards.
And they stay in that muddle look. And Spitar goes right, nothing there, goes left, looks for the seam, cuts it inside, and is going to be shy of the goal line. So the try for 2 is negated with 7:02 left to go. 18-7. Chillicothe gets it back with a second-team quarterback. What can they do? This man makes it very difficult on him. Another McCarty party for an 11-point lead right here on the CW Columbus. Logan looking for their first win of the season, and the Chieftains lead by 11 with just over 7 minutes left to go here in the 4th. Well, here is the Papa John's fan photo of the week. It was uploaded by Melinda Dodds and was taken last week at our Thursday Night Lights contest between Bloom Carroll and Hamilton Township. Thank you, Melinda. Upload your high school football game photos from this week to the Papa John's fan channel at cwcolumbus.com. Congratulations to Wade Bartholomew and the Bulldogs with the win last week on Thursday Night Lights. The man with the flair for the hair and the offense for the Bulldogs as the team going in the right direction. Chapin with the boot. Diagonal kick this time. Return going to start from the 22-yard line. And a nice gap and a beautiful run straight up the seam that time by Tylen Scales. Gets about 21 on the return, so you're in good field position if you're Chillicothe. All right, we had a Ramos Roofing touchdown, and there's the drive recapping it. 10 plays, 52 yards. So just under 5 minutes left to go. Now, you get it back right now with 7 minutes left to go if you're Chillicothe, but the question is, Jeff, what can you do on offense because Christian Benson is gone?
Well, Trevor Lee is a guy that's going to go out there and play that quarterback spot, Randy. Not a guy that's known to throw the football, but he's one that would try and beat you getting in space. So this is still a run-oriented attack for Chillicothe, but they're battling the clock as well as a pretty good Logan defense.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Thomas to turn the corner, a long run. He will do it and get it across midfield before he runs out of bounds and plows into one of his teammates along the sidelines. That was Braden Jones who got drilled by Mr. Thomas as he turned the corner. And once he breaks the first level, you can see that acceleration from Chucky Thomas. But that was a long run, Jeff, to get to the corner.
Yeah, it was a stretch. And Randy, again, you got, if you're playing that defensive end position, you got to get out there and get wide and turn it in. And there you can see some of the guys that have not yet played in the football game getting hit for the first time tonight.
I got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm a player.
2nd down and 1. Lead a throw. Looks, tucks, runs, and picks up about 1.5 yards.
Boy, just short of the first down, Randy, where they're giving him the spot. He's going to have about the length of the football in order to get the first down.
Oh, they mark it back another half yard, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Trevor Lee sees nothing left.
Yep.
Tries to negotiate an opening to the right and is brought down right at the 48-yard line of Logan.
Got to believe they're in 4-down territory regardless because of the score and the clock.
And Lee to keep. Can he bounce it outside? He does. Gets the first down, gets inside the 45, and accomplishes 2 things. Gets the first down and stops the clock at the same time with 6:11 left to go. Now, Jeff, you know they're only 2 scores down, basically, but you got to think sometime they got to try to go up top, right?
Yeah, they looked like they wanted to throw a couple of plays ago, Randy, but Trevor Lee was unable to find anybody, and this is quite frankly his best weapon. Look at that, breaking ankles out there, making people miss.
So 1st and 10 from the 42 now, the Chieftains. Just over 6 left to go. Way wide to the top. That is Logan Snowden. There's the pass downfield and jump ball and incomplete at the 16-yard line. Intended on the play for Cam Smith. Coverage by Garrett Mace.
Pretty well thrown ball, Randy, but how about the defense? Really a great job defensively by Garrett Mace down there. You can see on the inside, and he forced the receiver to go through him to be able to get to the football, and you can't play defense much better than that.
What a great shot by Dean Marini and the Image Video crew. A fabulous job they do each and every week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everything you do. 2nd down and 10. The scales in motion, bottom to top. Lee wants to throw again, goes back the other way. As Cam, can he cut it inside? 2nd burst. They need tearaway jerseys, I think, because Cam Smith is brought down. That's the 2nd time they've tried to just pull his jersey off. Got it down to around the 37.
That's a play they've had a huge amount of success on, faking the bubble screen out to the wide side of the field and coming back with the misdirection. And one of the things that you got to believe is that Logan has seen that enough times. They've got to realize they got to stay at home on that look.
They roll. They look. Lee dumps downfield. Has his man. Caught at the 25-yard line. Catch is made by Logan Snowden. Why do I see Logan everywhere I go?
Yeah, I'm on your right. They're on the field. They're in the purple. And again, a really good throw out here in the flat. Snowden, just a junior, had 9 catches coming into tonight's ball game, and pretty good target out there at 6 foot.
Gain of a dozen. We've got hankies on this play. The referee tonight, John Evans.
Foul. Ball start. Offense. Everyone but the center. 5-yard penalty. Thanks.
Well, that narrows it down, huh?
Yeah. Everybody had the snap right but the center, and kind of an embarrassing situation.
Not if you're the center. Everyone else has been made the guilty party.
First and 15.
Ben Dreith, when he made the call, remembers the referee. Personal foul, giving him the business. Never forget that.
Giving him the business.
Mark it back 5 to the 30. All right, 1st and 15. Start doing the math. You go see touchdown, 2-point conversion, and field goal. That could tie it. Right now, they're just thinking 15. Pressure on, and look at that move. A jump up in the air, and then the hit as well, too, by Colton Ruff. Living up to his last name. Ruff goes high, comes back to terra firma, and just wraps up Lee.
You know, normally that gets you caught in up in the air, and they're able to make a move around you. But how about the change here? He's able to make the play. Colton Ruff coming up in the face of the backup quarterback, and that is a huge defensive play for the Logan Chieftains.
So Lee rolls right, looks downfield, wants to throw, goes long downfield inside the 10, and the adjustment to the ball incomplete. They want a flag, and they get one. The Chillicothe faithful wanted the flag inside the 10, and they're going to toss it. The intended receiver was Tylen Scales.
Scales working all the way from one side of the field to the other, and the quarterback, Trevor Lee, was rolling to his right.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Good roll by the quarterback. He finds his receiver, throws here. It's going to be right down the sideline, and a great picture coming right into your living room, and I'm not so sure that wasn't pretty good defense.
I don't know. He had the arm wrapped around him, it looked like. And again, the penalty is marked off from the line of scrimmage, so it is not at the spot of the infraction. Remember that about pass interference. So it's going to put the ball at the 24-yard line, and it's still going to be 2nd down. So with 4:20 left to go, Lee wants to throw, has a man in the flat, dumps to the middle screen, dangerous pass, It's caught on the play, and there's nothing there. There's only one blocker and 3 defenders. That's why I said dangerous pass as he gets it to Joel Barnes. And the clock now the ally of Logan with just about 4 minutes left to go.
That looked like it was setting up to be a pretty good play. Joel Barnes, watch him come in here. Bubble screen right in the middle screen. But you can see all of the white jerseys were waiting for that deception coming in from the outside.
Third down, Lee rolling. Before he does so, we've got a timeout taken by Chillicothe. Now they burn a timeout with 3:50 left to go. As they step aside, we will too. 18-7 the tally here, week number 5 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. All right, Jeff, it's 3rd and 15 right now for Chillicothe. A lot of things to think about right now. First of all, you need the 15 yards. You also need to score. You got to think it's 4-down territory. And, you know, I guess you could contemplate a field goal, but you haven't shown the propensity to kick the ball from 40 yards away.
They clearly love the misdirection screen play, but let's see if they throw the ball downfield.
Lee, guns on the corner. Oh, what a catch inside the 20-yard line. What a throw and what a corral by Logan Snowden for a guy coming off the bench. And Trevor Lee, what a toss and a great job by Snowden to use the sidelines basically as a defender.
Boy, a great effort by Trevor Lee. Let's see if he had the 1 foot in. Clearly he did. Great pictures, guys. Thanks again. And you can see there that Logan Snowden had the presence of knowing where he had to be. How about the throw by Trevor Lee?
Right on the money. The problem about the presence, though, is they needed 2 more, so he needed to cut a little deeper, but now it's 4th down, and they need 2 with 3:44 left to go. So a big play here for Lee and company with Thomas in the backfield to his left, 3 wide to the top. Quick pop, passes overthrown. There's coverage on the play. They throw the flag again. This time, the penalty goes against Garrett Mace.
Wow.
So it keeps the drive alive one more time.
A little hand fighting going on down there, Randy, but
Pass interference. Defense, number 3, half the distance of goal. That results in a 1st down.
I think Logan is saying right now, what do we have to do to win a game this season? Everything is being challenged. Take a look.
See if we can get a good look here. And there's no question, he threw the arm right down in front of the receiver, and that's why the official threw the penalty. And I think that was the right call. There's no uncatchable rule in high school football, Randy.
And you can make contact as long as you're just righting yourself or something, but they deem that to be pass interference contact, so that is going to make it a 1st and goal situation. So they do have a 1st down now with 3:41 left to go. The ball's going to be resting just inside the 9 near the 8-yard line. 1st and goal from there, 3:41 left to go, 18-7 the count in this one. Lee wants to throw again, double coverage in the corner. Well, Jeff, it was nice to throw a couple times when he needed the yardage. Don't you think it's time to keep it on the ground now?
Well, they're having a little bit of success throwing the football, Randy, and they feel as though they might have some superior athletes being able to go up there and high point the football. This is nothing more than a jump pass, throwing it into the corner of the end zone, but he did have double coverage there and not much of an opportunity. Even though his player was the first one to touch it, the ball was out of bounds.
Trevor Lee, 6 feet, 185 and a junior. Probably never thought he'd be in this situation late in this contest as the quarterback to lead a comeback for the Cavaliers.
Now we got to switch at quarterback. Joel Barnes is now in there.
He moves back in there. Lee goes to a wideout. Toss, it goes to Barnes. Looking for the corner. Whoa. Undercut and a flag on the play. Tackle made in the open field by Colton Castle. And was he blocked in the back perhaps?
Oh, that was a terrific job of coming up to make the play. There was some additional contact as he closed in, and see the call by the official here.
John Evans, our referee. I initially thought he had a chance to make it to the corner. Here's the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 7. 10-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
It seems like it's been 10 minutes inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah,
here.
I know. This is nothing but a run, and they've gone out here. Now watch the closing speed from the outside. There's the block in the back. He just pushed him right there, yet still able to make the play was Colton Castle.
All right, so it's now 2nd and goal from the 18-yard line. Lee back at quarterback, gunning into the end zone, up for grabs. It's amazing nobody caught that ball. There were 4 defenders there and 1 wide receiver, and the pass falls incomplete. So they'll take another shot with 3:09 left to go, and then it was 3rd down and goal.
Plenty of opportunities to get yourself into a situation where You might have an onside kick to try and get back into this game, but I think you got to give a lot of credit to Trevor Lee. I mean, this is a young man that, as you mentioned, Randy, an unexpected call to duty tonight.
Getting some information, Austin Drewer, the offensive coordinator at Chili Grad, from head coach Doug Pryor. Doug with a daughter, Alexandria, who turns 2 on Saturday. Younger daughter, Isabella, turns 6 months old on October the 2nd, and a wife, Christina, looking for his team to try to come back on a goal-to-go situation, and a whistle and a timeout going to be taken.
Logan.
So
First charge timeout of the half.
Logan takes a timeout, and officially have each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Our thanks to our great head coaches on both sides, too, and also Mike Eddy. Our thanks to him, young man that turned 45 yesterday, and daughter Lachey is 22, graduating from Fairmont State. Son Avery is a student at West Virginia. Wife Joni. Logan with a proud tradition of 8 playoff appearances, and as exciting as this game is going to be next week, we get closer to home, Jeff. I think he can make it in less than an hour. Bishop Reedy, Columbus Academy, Mid-State League battle, and that should be a lot of fun. A lot of talent on both of those squads.
Yeah.
There's still a Moultrie left at Academy.
2 proud programs. There's no question about it, Randy, and it'll be interesting to see how those teams continue to play. And as we head into week number 6, that means that we will be doing the fan favorite of Logan's Heroes, and that will be what I believe to be the top 5 ranked teams in the area.
I'm sorry, I got confused. You said fan favorite, and then Logan's Heroes in the same sentence there.
How about the upsets last week, though?
Oh my goodness!
Groveport with
over
a big win over Pick Central, and you had Hilliard-Davidson losing again, and those 2 will play this weekend, so that's kind of interesting.
Big play here now for the Cavs. 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. They've been going deep. Let's see if they go underneath this time. And they flare it out for Thomas, and that thing did not look coordinated from the get-go. So now it has come down to this.
You know, Ray, it was the right idea, but again, you don't get many reps during the week with your backup quarterback trying to throw those touch passes. And, you know, that's where you really are hurting, where Christian Benson went down with the injury.
And they're going to try for a 3.
Yep.
So they're bringing out the kicker, at least it looks like, Jacob Coughlin, who has a range of about 40 yards. And this would be 35 yards to cut it to a 1-score game. So trying to get something on the board. So from 35 yards, bad snap. And Coughlin's going to pick it up and do whatever he can with it. Get it inside the 25, down to around the 21-yard line. And Jacob, another guy that probably never dreamed he'd get the ball on a field goal attempt and get creamed like that.
You know, the only time they get hit is there's a penalty usually for roughing the kicker. But again, a bad snap, came back there, and there was no opportunity to be able to catch this ball. He just came back hot. And
well, we talked, Jeff, about Logan's domination in the first half where they ran 37 some plays. Logan here in the second half, 18 rushing plays, 1 pass play, only 2 possessions so far in the second half, and a tough night for those guys. And they're trying to cheer on their teammate and say, hey, don't worry, Jacob, we'll have more chances. Now for Logan, can you smell that? Can that be the first victory for the Chieftains this season?
You know, we've got each team with 2 timeouts remaining. That matters as far as Chillicothe is concerned.
On the ground, they keep it out to the 25-yard line. Nice gain on that first down play for McCarty and company. There's a young man that'll approach 40 carries in this contest. Will he be tired tomorrow?
Yeah, he will be tired, and it'll be a nice bus ride home for those guys to be able to head back to Logan with what appears to be a win, their first win of the season. First win for head coach Mike Eddy in his first season as the head coach of the Logan Chieftains.
And McCarty eclipsing his high for a contest this season. It was 24 carries for 110 yards. He's got about 35 carries and well over 110 so far in this contest. Second down, they start to drain more and more of that clock. McCarty's got it, puts his head down, and got up to around the 28-yard line with 2:06 left to go. And let's see perhaps now if Chile burns a timeout.
You know, I mentioned it early in the game, Randy, the good job that Caden McCarty's doing of ball security, taking care of that football, and there's probably no more important time than right now.
So a timeout taken by Chillicothe. This weekend, the Ohio State football Buckeyes visit the Nebraska Cornhuskers for a preview and in-depth analysis. Don't miss the best pregame show around, The Football Fever. Saturday at 11 a.m. on ABC 6. Then after getting all your Saturday afternoon chores done, Jeffrey Logan, Come back to ABC 6 for the big game. Ohio State, Nebraska, kicking off at 7:30 p.m.
You know, two of the brightest, youngest minds, I think, offensively in college football dueling in that game with Ryan Day, the head coach at Ohio State, Scott Frost, who led UCF the last few years to great success there. And now he's going back to Nebraska and trying to pull that program out of the abyss they've been in the last 10 or 15 years, Randy. I still think of Nebraska like that Big 12 team.
Delaney, Osborne.
Absolutely.
Bud Wilkinson calling the game with Chris Schenkel.
But they haven't been close to that in 10 or 15 years, and Scott Frost has got them moving in the right direction.
On a third down play, McCarty looking for that first down. Second effort, no whistle, blew, and he's going to get the first down on the spin move.
Boy, with that first down, you can officially put the dog in the truck. The hunt is over.
What a job by Caden McCarty, who didn't give up on the play. Moves the sticks with 1:57 left to go. One of the Cavs has a helmet that needs to be repaired, and that's Patrick Rourke. And there it is, the orb that all men want. The quest is soon to end for Logan.
Never thought my name would go on that trophy.
Oh, my goodness.
Before Mike Todd's.
Timeout is taken by Chillicothe. They burned their third timeout with 1:53 left to go in this contest. You should go down there and present the trophy then instead of Mike this week.
I don't want any part of what goes on in that celebration down there. I'm soft. Mike Todd can handle it.
Guess what? Bruce Wayne's cousin, Kate Kane, carries the legacy of vigilante social justice on the streets of Gotham City. Don't miss the series premiere of Batwoman, Sunday, October the 6th at 8 p.m., followed by the season premiere of Supergirl right here on the CW Columbus. Are you kidding me? You've got Batwoman and Supergirl back-to-back?
That's pretty good stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, a difficult night for Mike Todd down there tonight. This is the second homecoming in a row that he's missed out on being elected as the homecoming king.
I wonder if Mike has any opinion on that. Mike, how do you feel about that?
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Not sure I'd admit to that either, but there you go.
Mike, a tough night down there, though, for Christian Benson, right? I mean,
it is. The young man's a competitor, and you certainly wanted to see him back out on the field, but the training staff made the determination that, not to have him go back out onto the field for health reasons, obviously.
Yeah. Looks like they're still working on him down there. Could you tell if it's ankle or knee, or, I mean, any idea?
It's his foot.
Okay.
It is his foot. They just keep this there. They keep finessing it to see, where the injury is. Obviously they're going to need more information on that.
Yeah.
But it's sad to see. You want to see him out there playing.
But in mere moments, Mike, you'll have a chance to talk to the folks from Logan as McCarty gets the carry again. And how exciting is this going to be for them? They don't win a game all season, then all of a sudden they win a game, they get a big trophy. I mean, I think they're going to want us here every week.
They will, because you're happy to see that. These young men work so hard at practice. The parents making the trip from Logan to see this, and you're happy to see these players and these coaches be rewarded to finally get a victory.
I'm just curious, do you have to warm up for the post game as well too? I mean, do you have to make sure you've got that quick first step to get out of there after you present the trophy?
What I need is a can of Febreze, because these boys do not smell like fresh cut flowers. That's all I'm going to say.
Blame it on them as we approach 1 minute left to go in this contest. It'll be third down now, and Chillicothe cannot stop the clock again, Jeff. So you got to think one more time here, and that'll be history, and Logan will be very happy they made the hour trip to come over here.
Yeah, Mike Eddy has seen a lot of wins in his coaching career, but this is kind of fun. He made this decision to come here from Gallia Academy. It wasn't because he was going into a program that was having a great deal of success, and they've gotten off to a tough start, 0-4 this season, but they earned this one tonight, Randy. I think you've got to be very impressed with the way that Logan has played in this football game. Chillicothe unable to stop the clock. So that will do it for tonight's game.
That'll be the last snap for the man that yesterday turned 45. In week number 5, his team comes alive and gets a W. What a birthday present for that man, as Logan gets a win. In week number 5, they go to 1-4, the same mark now for Chillicothe. It'll be a happy ride home for the Chieftains. The independent out of Division 2 and Region 8 win this one by a final count of 18-7. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. Week number 5 in the books of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Chillicothe High School. Logan gets their first win of the season on the road over the Cavaliers 18-7. Let's head down to the sidelines right now where Mike Todd is standing by with a happy group of Chieftains.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Mike, you end the first half with a turnover, and the second half begins with Chillicothe scoring a touchdown. But you guys hunkered down and were able to get the job done. What has this team shown you tonight getting that first win?
Well, I'm just so proud of these young men and these coaches. In these first games, we've had opportunities to win, and instead we found ways to lose games. And tonight, they just stayed focused. They stayed the course. They continued to work as hard as they could, and they overcame that adversity. That's the difference between winning and losing. When you face the adversity, you have to stand there and look it in the eye, and you have to overcome it. And tonight, we did that, and hopefully this is the next step in the way for a lot more victories.
All right, Coach, congratulations. At this time, my friend Fred Farrow from Homeland Credit Union has a presentation to make.
Coach, congratulations, and I'm proud to present to you the Honda Thursday Night Championship Trophy.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
No turnovers. Do not fumble the football now. That's how you got the victory in this one, by protecting the football. And again, the Chieftains get the victory by a count of 18-7. Welcome back to the press box. Randy Reinhardt, Jeff Logan. A great performance by them and a good answer, as Mike mentioned too, that they saw Chillicothe get that touchdown in the second half, but they had the answer. And McCarty, what a contest. He and Spatar, a great 1-2 punch, nearly accounting for 280 yards rushing.
Yeah, I talked at the beginning of the game about the culture that Mike Eddy is trying to present to Logan, and quite frankly, they didn't have anything to build upon because early in this season, they have failed miserably, as he just mentioned, in the second half of games. And tonight, they took a positive step forward because they found a way to win instead of finding ways to lose.
Yeah, 2 of the 4 games, they were leading at halftime. Another one, they were tied, and they wound up going 0-4. So putting together 4 quarters was essential. It was the top key for them, and they did that in this contest tonight. Let's take a look at the final stats in this contest. You look at the numbers, and total offense over 300 yards, but you can see it was all rushing pretty much for Logan in this contest. 277 and just 26 in the air. Better balance for Chillicothe, but a lot of stuff now for the Cavaliers to work on.
Yeah, less than 100 yards passing combined between the 2 football teams. We did have one pass that was called back from a touchdown, but McCarty goes 37 for 156 tonight, and the quarterback Spatar goes 17 for 123, nearly 300 yards rushing between those 2 dudes.
We hope that Benson is okay too. He was a big part of the Cavs offense when they made the comeback. He was carrying the ball a lot too. He and Thomas were their 1-2 punches. And we saw some great line blocking. So many times we don't talk about that, but you mentioned it in the first half. For the Chieftains, the line blocking, the likes of Kaiser and Wyckoff, they were tremendous up front.
It became clear to me that battle of the line of scrimmage in the trenches was won from the very beginning by Logan. They came out there and dominated, and though we saw the Cavaliers look really good at the beginning of the third quarter, eventually you saw them wear down the defense of Chillicothe. So congratulations to Logan on a great win, and I think there's still a future for Chillicothe. They're a good football team, but the better team won tonight.
Are you going home, or are you going to live down here?
I'm going north.
All right, you're going north.
Is that the right direction?
You should
I
go
just
to
want to make sure.
They'll have a parade for you in Logan, I would think.
I'm going north.
Next week, we have another great game. Bishop Ready and Columbus Academy right here on the CW Columbus. On behalf of the Image Video crew and CW Columbus staff, we say thank you for watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights this season. We also thank our great sponsors, including Central Ohio Honda Dealers, Lifeline of Ohio, Dr. Pepper, and Columbus State Community College. Stay tuned for Family Feud in progress, then Fox News at 10 o'clock. Oh, what a night it was for Logan as the Chieftains get win number 1 in convincing fashion, 18-7 on homecoming for Chillicothe. For Jeff Logan, Mike Todd, Steve Bassford, I'm Randy Reinhardt saying so long from Chillicothe, and you've been watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College in one place, right here on the CW Columbus.